Hey, alien blood, how you doing? What's up? Come on in, guys. Come on in. Stop getting to class late. All right, we're going to start this show. We're going to start this show. Whoever is late is late. But today, I want to talk about Libby J. Let's check out some of her pictures. Let's check her out. And then we want to have a talk about this, because this is happening very rampant in our communities. You see this beautiful young lady right here? I'm going to just let you see her pictures, see how beautiful this young lady is. Okay? Y'all can see it? Okay. Now let's check out some of her pictures. Isn't she beautiful? Nice, right? Beautiful young lady. Oh, I need that shirt. I love that shirt. Beautiful. That's her and her son. That's her by herself. We're going to leave that picture right there. Now, what do you guys see in these pictures? What do you guys see in these pictures? What do you see in these pictures? Please tell me, what do you see? I love that picture. It's so pretty. But what do you guys see in them pictures? Where my guys at? Hey, Truly Lays. Let me back up some of these pictures. She's beautiful. Yes, she is beautiful. I'm going to back up some because Truly, she made it. She made it. She made it. I'm going to back up some of these pictures, right? Let me back up some. Just want to back up some of these pictures. What do you guys see in these pictures? I'm gonna leave it right there. What do you guys see in them pictures? I need a couple of more answers. What you guys see in them pictures that I showed you? What do you see? So if we're gonna talk today, we're gonna talk today. What do you guys see in the pictures? Right? Hey Pat Max, what do you guys see in that picture? What do you guys see? You see she's beautiful. You see she has a beautiful smile. What else do you see? What you see in them pictures? I'm going to rewind them back again. So you guys, we're gonna have to talk today. A young girl with the filter on. Okay, let me go back a little bit. You didn't see the pictures. That's why I said let me go back. Isn't it pretty? Now again, what do you guys see in them pictures? I showed you some more pictures. What do you guys see in them pictures? She's always smiling and happy, right? A nice young pretty girl, smiling, happy, living her best life, right? Now, what don't you see? What don't you see in the picture? I'm going to tell you what you don't see in that picture, and that is depression. A young self conscious girl making herself look thinner. It is. No, what you don't see is depression. Now, let's get into the story. You don't see depression. No, you don't see depression, right? So, we're going to get into the story. What you don't see is depression. We're going to say her name. We're going to say her name. Her name is Libby J. Single black mother with depression. That's what SBM stands for. Okay. This young lady took herself off this earth. Okay. Who was Libby J? And what was her cause? Recently, there has been a sad demise of Libby J and her leaving Earth. It's circulating a lot of speculations on the internet. People are coming up with conspiracies theories surrounding her leaving this Earth. She was discovered on the 20th of October, and the story seems to continue on. Her name is trending now. She seems to be all over Twitter and Facebook after she lost her battle with depression. She lost her battle with depression. Her mother, named Tanisha, has announced her leaving this earth in a lengthy post on social media. Okay? It's real out here in them streets. Yes, that's why I said we're gonna say her name, Livy. And we're gonna finish getting into the story. Okay? Who is Livy? She was a rising singer and was on the road to glory. She had a massive fan following on TikTok. She is on TikTok by the username Libby J. She had over 6,000 followers last we checked. It has been confirmed that she has left this earth because of that word. She was battling depression. The battle, it seems like, but she couldn't take it anymore. Unfortunately, she decided to opt for, and she went ahead with it. Right? Her unsuccessful flight with depression sadly resulted in, if we talk about her latest social media post, she is speaking about the ups and downs she's been facing in her life. She was crying out over and over She was unable to cope with the pain and the battle. This is why I tell you guys all the time. I tell you guys all the time. When somebody comes for you to help you, help them. I don't care if it's a male or female. Them people who's telling you not to help people or let them fall on their face, they are not of God. This is about depression. This is a beautiful young lady. She had a promising life. Now her kids no longer have her. We're gonna get into. I had to start this off. We're gonna read some more. Then we're gonna go into a video with my girl, T something, but we're gonna go into it with her. We see one picture with smiles, but really these young women take 100 pictures before posting one up. So it's sad how deep social media is affecting kids. No, it's not social media. It's not social media. And that was her Facebook page. And it was all them. She had different. She had Facebook. She had pictures when she was younger, older. She had a lot of pictures there. But I wanted you to see she always had a smile and she was beautiful. But what was hiding behind all of that was deep depression, right? And it had nothing to do with being social media. We're gonna get more into that. We're gonna get more into this. I clicked the link. There's how people gotta come stop because we're talking about subjects now. You can't keep coming late to class. What happened to Libby J? There she go again, right? She was beautiful. Look, she was a beautiful mother of two. This has been discovered about her from her Instagram, Facebook. Some of her posts also provide insights into her song. She even shared a verse of her new song and project. Her R&B song received so much appreciation from her followers. It is in our humble, okay, do not disturb the deceased, okay. It seems like she has at a very young age, and it's sad to see an untimely yes. Okay? We're going to get back into these pictures. Your heart is, oh yeah, your heart is breaking. This your heart, and these is what our red pill, blue pill manifest. This is what they want, and they don't understand. They are destructing lives. They are destructing lives. Now, we're gonna check out Nick at Night, right? Then we're gonna get a little bit more into the story. Here we go.
After battling depression and the stress, and you're tuned in to Neek at Night. And tonight we're going to be talking about the post that Libby J posted leading up to her untimely demise.
This is why she was so depressed, and this is why we tell you, young girls, don't live your life. See, these are the men who tell you hurry up and have them babies and don't get no education. But then when these young girls listen to you and the man leave them, they're stuck with them babies. Them young babies are stuck with babies because they don't know themselves. This goes out to the woman who told you to be married by 13 years old, and by the time you're 18, you should have 3 kids. This is what happens when you listen to people like her. Was it after she had two? No, it wasn't post depression. She didn't get no help from anybody, and the baby daddy just left her. Remember, she had 2 kids. Having to do this parent ish all alone really made me a lot stronger and shows me that I'm capable of doing anything. But at the same time, I want to breathe. I want to be able to go to the restroom at least once without little kids following me. I want to be able to sleep in because I don't have to get up just because the kids are up. I want a break. And I'm comfortable enough to say that now and not give a F when no one says I am human. When you hear women say that, they are reaching out for help. They are reaching out for help. Again, nobody helped her because everybody figured she young. She wanted them boys. She got herself into it. So that's what she get. That's what she get. This is what she get. Because she chose them men. This is what you're gonna hear. This is the bullshit that you're gonna hear. Okay? I'm gonna go a little bit more into this.
Caused by her own suicide. Now, we're going to talk about this and just break down what was going on in this situation. So, if you guys have not heard already, a single mother of two killed herself after battling depression and the stress of raising her kids alone. Now, Libby J would go on TikTok and she would share on Facebook how she was battling depression and she was really, really crying out for help. She would post these TikTok videos with these underlining messages saying that, she doesn't plan on being here that long. She talked about how she was battling depression. She talked about her struggles with her kid's father. And she even talked about how people were taunting her with fake CPS messages. And
That's because that's because we don't tell these kids that these are boys, that you're still a girl, you're not grown yet, and who you're messing with are boys. This is what you can expect from boys. These are boys. They're not ready to be a daddy. Mothers, if you feel your child is sexually active, you need to go get them that shot or the BC or whatever that they need. The other thing, the DNS, whatever you call it, that you put up in there. She was screaming for help, even saying that she would have took a lot to even say and ask for help. How people not see this stuff, a small phone call or a half-hour break will have. Thank you. Thank you. But you know how many women sit up, single women sit up, and this is how some of them, when they get into that deep depression, nobody knows. And that child suffers. The mother is suffering. So if the mother is suffering, the child is suffering. But these men don't think about that. While they out there doing them, they don't think about that. They don't think, hey, I done damage to my children mother, depending on how many baby mamas they have. I have done damage. No. Why should they think that when they're living their lives with no responsibilities? Why would they ever think that? Why would they ever think when you call them for money, why would they ever think that you need money? Why, when you call them to take their kids, why would they think, yo, she really need for me to take these kids? Why would they think that? They brush it off. They don't think nothing about it. Because they out there doing them, maybe creating more babies. It's not easy. I don't care how old you are. When you stuck by yourself taking care of baby, there is no age limit. Yes, a beautiful young mom, Pat. That's why I wanted y'all to see that beautiful life over being a single mom, which a lot of people go through, but they don't want to admit it. They don't want to admit it. That's why some of these kids end up raising themselves. Their mother buy them quick food that they could oodle and noodle it up, or that the what you call the ones you put in the all them little different things that come in the little trial packs or whatever you call them things. Then, but you got the little cheese, the little crackers, the little meat, and the little snack in there. They buy plenty of them type of food, so they don't they can't even get up and cook. And she had aspirations to do so much, but nobody helped her. And the person who she really needed to help her was not there. We can't just say, where was the mother? I do not want to hear where was the mother. We don't know. Let's carry on.
And all kind of stuff that she was going through with no help and to no avail. And it just ended up with her checking out. This is the end. And she caused her own death by car wreck. Now, due to copyright, I can't play the video that she shared to her TikTok. It's basically
Can you imagine, like, driving in a car and you so depressed, you just speed it up and crash? Can you? Ah, mm. This is why we got to have them real talks here. This is why we have to have them real talks up in here. We got to speak upon what's going on in life for real. For real. Hey, Liberia. Yeah, people don't understand. I call it the dark room. When these young ladies, and there's no age bracket. So if I'm saying a young lady, don't think I'm talking about her particular age bracket. People have kids at any point in their life. That don't mean you guarantee the man is going to be there. Oh my God. I'm sorry to say that. Every time I comment that being a mom is one of the hardest jobs, there's at least one black male who says, "Oh, please, mother, don't do anything." It is so assaulting. It's beyond assaulting. But at some point in time, mothers have done things to, yeah, yeah, like Blackberry, if you want to come on up, if you want to share your story or a little bit of your story, I appreciate that because I want to talk about that today. I would like to talk about that today. That's in today's discussion. So if you would like to come up and talk a little bit about it, if you can give somebody some hope, I will appreciate it. But a lot of women I've known have taken, hey Nicole, a lot of women that this is a triggering subject. This is a triggering subject. If you are triggered by uh, a single black mother that took herself off this earth because of depression, this is a triggering moment. That is a warning. That is a warning. I used to take my niece every other day just so my sister can have a nice bath or just clean her house. Hello, beautiful.
Hey, thank you for having me.
No, thank you for coming up because this is a serious problem and people don't know this been
Yeah, it
going on
is.
for many moons.
Yeah. Well, I still suffer from depression. I think it's deeper. It's deep. It's very deep thing issue. But I maintain mine. I deal with it. I do have rough times. I do have my rough times, my days, but they don't get as rough, you know, as it was when I was working. I had my career. I was in the Navy for 14 years. As a mother, I became a mother. I joined the Navy in 97. I became a mother in 2006. And, um, but before I became a mother, it was pretty much the pressure and the stress from the work
Mm-hmm.
that really triggered some of my depression. And then after the baby, I went. It started happening because you get that
Mm-hmm.
depression after you have the children,
Mm-hmm.
and it helps to have your mom, your family. You definitely need family. You need friends. You need people,
What about
and
the
that's supportive,
what about
especially
the
after you have a baby.
What about the child's father? Was he there?
Oh yeah, my husband. Yeah, he's been here for us.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely that. You need the child's you know, the the father. It takes two. It's very difficult for one person out here, and that's something I wish, I hope that we can um make um clear to the younger generation of women, girls that are growing up here, that it's very, very, they got to think about these things before they get into a relationship. And like you said, most of them are boys. They can be 50-year-old and still be boys.
Hmm.
40-year-old, they can be grandfathers and still be boys out here,
What I
you
want to
know.
ask you now, if you're a person on the outside, right? What
Mhm.
are some other things that people can look? I mean, besides your change, because some people wear. If you've seen her pictures and you've seen her TikTok,
Mhm.
this is what made me want to show you the story. Even though she was saying certain things and she was reaching out, but what she was saying and how she was looking and smiling and looking so happy, it didn't look like it went together. So,
Well,
right. So, what was some of the things like if that you really need to look out for, so you can say, I think this person is going through something besides them writing it.
yeah, especially if they're overly happy.
Hmm.
But
That was one of her.
you got to be able to read between those lines. You got to pay attention to details, because you, as you have said, she did make known some things. And just because she's happy, just because people look happy,
Hmm.
uh that's not a cause to ignore everything else. You have to take it all in consideration, because depressed people do have their times when they're really overly happy, especially overly happy people,
Hmm.
because they can have their down. When they're overly happy, they can go into really, really low times. So you definitely want to pay attention, check in with them, especially someone who's making it known. Always check in with them.
Yeah.
On my channel, I've made it known that I suffer from depression, but people always check in on me. People always, when they see me, they asking me questions, and I
Now, what about the people who like to suffer in silence?
even those, you should always check in on people.
Hmm.
When I'm connected to someone, I'm always checking in. I would like to always check in on them, if possible. Sometimes,
What are
it may.
some of the sneaky things that you could do? Because even though you could check on them, I know
Mm-hmm,
a lot of people that has depression. Even though you could check on them, they put up that facade. Hey, girl,
mm-hmm,
no, everything is good. Are you sure? Yeah, I'm sure. Do
mm-hmm.
you? And then in your mind, okay, I spoke to them. They're doing fine. The next thing you know, you'll hear something like this. So, what are some of the sneaky things that you could do that they won't know, that you're really observing and checking them out?
Mm-hmm.
Are there any, like, I have my ways of doing it, but what would be some of your ways you think other people could do it?
Um, I don't really know. I guess all I can say is just stay on the people, on them. Don't ever give up on them.
No, but remember,
Even if they
you
don't
don't
allow
know.
them to just push you away, ever.
Hmm. Hmm.
You know.
Like with me,
Um.
I watch body language,
Mm-hmm.
and then if I see your body language is off, or you just met like a new man, and like you said, you're too happy, and then the mask come off, then your friend is like a whole different person,
Mm-hmm.
or like before they used to could sit and talk, now they gotta, like they want to, like they always like want to be in the house, like stuck in the house. They become like house people. Then they, a lot of them don't even answer your phone, their
They
phone. You
don't answer their
lucky,
phones.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. That's definitely a state of depression. That's definitely a sign of depression when people don't answer their phones. They don't engage. You know. Yeah, that's just because they have a lot of weight on them, and they just
Hmm.
probably sleeping a lot, or they're just kind of like isolated from the world.
Now, Shopkin
Mhm.
Mommy says females should be allowed to get their tubes tied without anyone pressuring you with false hopes and demonic dreams of having a family.
Mhm.
Um, mm.
Hmm.
See, that's true and not true because people like if you it goes by your age. They can't pressure you to over or past a certain age, but a lot of women do get it
Sneak.
and then they wish
Mhm.
that they never got it. So I don't know what I see what you're saying, but I see what the doctors are doing too. You know, a lot of women regret, but you could get them untied. I don't know.
And doing those things to your body can cause all kinds of things as well. So you may want to, really think about it because it can do things to a woman's psyche. I don't want to do anything out of the ordinary to my body ever.
Because
Um,
people
it can
find
make you.
love. People find love later on in life. Then you tied
Mhm.
the tubes up. So a lot of doctors, because they didn't implement that, a lot of doctors, if I'm not mistaken, they got sued over that. Correct? That's why they implemented that law.
And then once you get your tubes tied, they're not guaranteed to be tied either. Some people with tubes tied still end up pregnant.
Oh
So
gosh.
you can might be, let your guards down and end up pregnant again.
Somebody gonna bust through that stitch, huh?
Yeah.
Bust through that stitch. But I think this is more things that we really need to be talking about because
Mhm.
like I watched that other lady and a lot of these people are pushing, well, don't get a job. You need to have these kids. I'm like, you're talking to kids about having kids. I'm like, the way this YouTube is going. And I'm like, no, why would you
Mhm.
push these kids talking about, well, you in your prime, in your late teens, in your 20s? I'm like, why are you? A lot of these kids are not mentally ready. They're not
Right.
even mentally ready for the postpartum depression, where none of them, some of them, I didn't even know what postpartum depression was, and I had it when I first had my
Mhm.
boy. I had postpartum like crazy, and I was like, what the heck is wrong? But
And depression is not something that you can control at
mhm.
all. No matter, but you can change your mental state. You got to work on your mental state, positivity, um, trying to, self affirmations, encouragement. And what she needed was like another single mother to be her partner in this, to help her through this, or a friend at least.
She needed
But
that dad. I'm sorry to say, before they need anybody outside of the child's father, that's who they need first. And these men are running rampant, and they don't.
hmm
What they don't understand is not only is women taking care of the kids by themselves, they also worrying like, what was wrong with me? Why? What's wrong with me? Or they hear, oh, he got the new girl. Oh, the
hmm
new girl is now pregnant, and a lot of them now what? Now they wish maybe I should have just stayed in school. My life is over, and at that point I don't like to say they become selfish because depression is a monster.
hmm
But when you take yourself from your kids, that people will say that is selfish. But depression is a monster. So what would you?
yeah, it's not controllable. It's that's why a lot of people have to have medication. And I refuse medication because um, I just don't want to be dependent on medication. So for me, it's organic and natural ways of dealing with things.
And
Um, and then, I see my world in a different way now. That's why, my channel is a light bearer. I see life in the world differently than what it's been told to me because and I think that helps me 100%, you know, seeing the world differently from a my true lens and not a false lens, a matrix lens. And things so much stuff has been revealed to me about in this world that lets me know that, you know, you know, I can't help what I've come into, that it's not my fault necessarily. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's like weight off my shoulders, what's been revealed to me in my life. And so, my channel is geared towards spirituality, but I want to do more outside in the communities to help people, and people like her especially, to go within themselves and deal with things, because that's where it starts. We have to go within ourselves and deal with these mental issues and these health issues and all these, the world around us, not allowing it to affect us in such a great way, you know.
Because the new thing they're saying now, and I feel sorry for the stuff that is going to be said about this young girl. The same way when that lady got violated on the train,
Mm-hmm.
they turned it, they made it about her. Well, you didn't want the black man's help and y'all masculine. First of all, you don't know this lady. You don't know if she's masculine or feminine. You don't. What makes you? When do you become a human being and say, "Hey, this is wrong"? Why would you pull out a camera and then why would people do countless? Because as I'm doing the video, I'm also looking at, you know, what other content creators, and I'm like, these people is absolutely crazy.
Mm-hmm.
They
It
are,
is.
and the
Where
other
people.
let them fall on their head, and
Mhm.
this what they get. Or and then this one, I can just imagine. Well, them the men she picked. I'm like, she's a girl. She's a
Yeah.
baby. You know.
Yes.
And then a lot of times it's sad, but some of these kids look just like they little boys look just like their father. So
Hmm.
that's more depression. That's more depression. I still got to see this man face every day through you.
Yeah. And then again, there's so many parenting groups online that, Facebook has a lot of parenting groups that she could have very much gotten a part of. I don't know about TikTok, but there's all kinds of online groups for parenting that could help her, support her through those things. And my mom always tells me to join them. I really needed to join because my daughters, I mean, it gets unbearable. And I know that she probably went through the same thing. It's unbearable. Children will try you, push you to your limits. And
And then we don't know, you know, about her raising. You know, how was
yes.
she raised and her family dynamics because, maybe they figure, well, she grown. Because I don't know if she had a home apartment. I don't know if she still lived with her mother. But the way this is sounding is like she had went and got her own apartment. Cause
Probably
she's like,
so.
cause she was like, I wish I can go to the bathroom, but I'm gonna rewind that part. Did you hear that part?
No, I didn't hear it.
All right, I'm gonna rewind that part for you so you can hear, what's going on, and for all the people who was late for class,
Hmm.
so they can get a better understanding. Cause we need to talk about these things because things like this, it really breaks my heart. That's like even with my own daughter, mine need a break. I'm like, you better send him right over right now.
Hmm.
I ain't coming to get him though, but you better send him. Truly, late. Are you in here? Okay, let me rewind a little bit for you guys. I read what she was saying, but I don't know if she said it.
Battling depression. She was really, really crying out for help. She would post these TikTok videos with these underlining messages saying that, she doesn't plan on being here that long. She talked about how she was battling depression. She talked about her struggles with her kid's father. And she even talked about how people were taunting her with fake CPS messages and all kind of stuff that she was going through with no help and to no avail. And it just ended up with her basically saying, you know what? I'm checking out. This is the end. And she caused her own death by car wreck. Now, due to copyright, I can't play the video that she shared to her TikTok. it's basically a audio over her photos of her two boys, and it says, I just don't think I'm gonna be here anymore. And then it's followed by, I believe, the voice of Morgan Freeman, and it says, well, how do you want to be remembered to your loved ones or your sister?
Okay, we're gonna stop it right there.
Mm,
Just that little part. I have read the whole thing, but I can't go back because it's on the video. But I can go back
right.
her because this is her video. So just that
Mm.
little part right there. What are you getting from that, and what you think should have been done?
Um, someone. I mean, I'm surprised. I'm
If you want me to
surprised, but
rewind it back again, I'll rewind it back again because it's
yeah.
not that long. It's only a couple of seconds. Let me rewind it back again.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a lot of times we just don't take these things seriously. And all we do is tell them you need to get help. It's like we always tell them what they need to do. But they know if they was able to do it, they would have done it. See, this
Mm-hmm.
is why I don't like when people say, okay, like with the bonnet situation, right? I was so appalled over that women with the bonnets, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was striking out against them, right?
Mm-hmm.
I said, nobody never stopped to ask, what's under that bonnet? It's not normal unless, you just got your hair done,
Right.
you know, or something where you have the bonnet on your head because you're going out. You don't want
Mm-hmm.
your hair to mess up. So maybe that could be the reason why. But nobody said that's not normal for a person to wear a bonnet and pajamas in the street. And
Right.
nobody never said, how, are you all right? Are you okay? I'm talking about like feminists, people just don't do that. And,
Mm-hmm.
to make a joke out of it or make it whereas, that's ghetto. No, that's not ghetto. Everybody, when people don't do their hair, they stop doing their hair and they stop caring about themselves. Hey, King.
Mm-hmm.
And they start doing stuff. That's how I was like, no, y'all haven't looked at all the different ways or all the different reasons. Why is that bonnet there?
Yeah, when a person's house is messy,
Or
they're
or
not taking care of themselves, their hair is a mess, they're just wearing a bonnet all the time, they're in the pajamas all the time.
mm,
That's depression. And a lot of our people suffer from that. That's why you see our people running around like that.
and that's the reason why too. I never see when I see somebody's house not clean.
Mm-hmm.
I always go or or too clean.
Mm-hmm.
It's either dirty or immaculate. Something,
Mm-hmm.
two things. Because if your house is too clean, that means that you're trying to do something to get your mind off of whatever your mind is on. So
But
you're gonna
that's a good thing. That's a
no, it's
good
no for
thing
some
because
no
you're
no
actually doing
no, but
something.
it's not taking away from what is act just like the alcohol. The clean house is just mimicking what you want people to see because you're so messed up inside.
Okay. Yeah, I get that.
Because I know a
They're
lot of
overly
people, their house is
their house is
immaculate.
already clean and they're still cleaning. That
Right,
means that yeah, they're
right.
doing too
So
much.
right. So when people come in, it's like, oh, this is
Mhm.
beautiful. So that's
Mhm.
masking because I know three people was
Mhm.
a mask house unmasculine and they're not here today now because
Right.
nobody thought about that.
Mhm.
And I always used to say they can't sit down. So I see the anxiety, and I used to always send them like messages and always tell them, you need help. And a lot of times they used to talk with me. So I'm like, okay, I did
Mhm.
figure it out. When a person's house is too clean
Right.
or not dirty, it equals the same thing.
It's the same thing. You're right.
So one is masking that they need help, and one is showing you I need help. But the one who's showing you that need help,
Oops.
no, you're not too late. Yeah, the one who's masking, the one who's not masking that they need help, they get ridiculed. And the one that house is like beyond clean, they're masking it. Just like it's like they're drinking and nobody knows. Hello? Light bearer? You gotta take
Oh
yourself.
yeah, I'm here, but
Okay.
my daughter, she's making noise, so let me put it on mute.
I'm not okay. Right. So the one, and then a lot of them be like the pill poppers and the one who drink alcohol once everybody leaves. So the one who's asking for help, they'll downgrade them, call them nasty or dirty and stinking. Again, nobody never said this is not normal. People house is not supposed to look like this. Why do they have that I don't care in their thoughts? And then the person who house is super clean, you're not even paying them no mind. You just think that they are just like a person that like have to be like clean and they this. So a lot of things, could give you some clues. But that's why I did not like when they was going in on the women with the bonnets. I'm like, before you going, it's a case by case basis. It's a case by case basis. And if you notice somebody's doing that too much, that means something is wrong. Something is under that bonnet. And it could be a thing that they're struggling so bad they can't even get their hair done. And maybe the way their hands are, because sometimes you start getting arthritis in your hands, sometimes it don't move, sometimes you don't do it. And sometimes it's the kids, it's a lot of different reasons. So I don't think that that was even right to even throw that out there like that without putting in them stipulations. If you see somebody like that, take your time out and see if they're right or see if they're okay. Go ahead, light bearer.
Let me see. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you fine.
Oh, okay. Because you were kind of low. I don't know whether.
Now my
Hold on.
thing
Let
be
me take
playing
some.
games like that. One minute they tell me I'm yelling, next minute they say I'm low. I
Let
guess
me.
it's the microphone. It's my microphone. It's not me. It's you. I mean, it's
Okay.
not. It's not you. It's me. Sorry, it's not you. It's me.
Oh, okay. It might be my phone. That's what I'm thinking.
No, you're perfect. You're perfect. It's me.
Okay. But yeah, you're right. It's two extremes. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. But like, let me finish telling you about. Well, it got really, really bad for me because it seemed like the same thing was happening over and over again in my career. I was getting harassed a lot, and it became like I was asking for help. I was going to see psychologists. I had, when you're in the military, you got the doctors, you got access. But it seemed like it wasn't enough. It's still, no one was really helping me with the problem. So, I just felt like enough was enough, and I was trying to force something, to be that really couldn't be for me, which was my career. I was trying to really make it work. Sometimes we try to make things work, be it relationship, marriages, and it's just not going to work. And sometimes we got to learn when to let go,
Mm.
or
Yep.
else it's going to be a detriment to who we are. If we let things consume us too much till it almost kills us.
And some of
And
it,
maybe perhaps that could have been her issue.
yeah, and a lot of time when it stems from the childhood, from the childhood, and then you got this make believe that I'm gonna be better than my mother. I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
do things different from my mother. And a lot of girls who are misused, and boys, but I'm talking about young ladies now. A lot of them figure as they stay, they're still not even 13 yet. They're still younger, but every time they see their mother doing something, like either having like different men or drinking or smoking or not paying good attention to them and not doing things with them, in their mind, I'm going to be better than my mother. So they think whatever boy that they see, they don't,
Mm-hmm.
or whatever boy they get with, they're gonna be the ones that's gonna change everything. I'm gonna be the best one, not knowing that they're still babies and not knowing that your mother probably was a baby too. And I don't mean age. I mean a baby as into having a baby, because that means you're new. Baby means new.
Mm-hmm.
So when I say baby, I mean new to having. Let's say we have a record or you do anything, a movie, or call it My Baby. So I'm not referring to baby habit. I'm talking about being new to motherhood,
Right.
you know. So that could go in any age bracket. And then next thing you know, you realize, oh snap, where he at? I'm calling him. He's not answering the phone. Baby need pampers, and God forbid it, they don't understand. Their mamas didn't explain to them. Some of these babies got colic terrible. I mean, they
Mhm.
cries to sun up to sun down.
Mhm.
Sometimes when you don't have no support system, and this young lady, as you can tell, she did not have any support system,
Yeah, definitely.
and
She definitely did.
then you would think that, and this is what I never could understand, even if the man is not involved with the child, don't he has a mother that could say step in and say, hey, let me step in for my son? Don't, because I don't got children. Don't wait till I get older and say, oh well, that's my cousin from my father's side, or my such and such, or when did, or my niece or my grandniece, or that's such and such a daughter. So when nobody
Mhm.
never steps in, it's like they praise the deadbeat and don't say, well, my son is not doing right. I don't see my grandkids, which means what? And they know for a fact, they know, oh, the mother's keeping them away from. I mean, how do you protect the man and don't say, you know what, I'm not getting in the middle of this at all. I'm going to go check on my grandkids, and I'm going to be a grandmother. I ain't got nothing to do with that. I only heard that twice in my life. When,
But in
um,
the but as we know that in the black family, we have so many more dynamics at play. We have pride, we have our egos, we have things that been bestowed in us. So who's to say that like you were saying earlier about pushing people away? Who to say that she wasn't like prideful and thinking that she could do this on her own, and that she didn't want to ask, you
but
know
according
uh
to the, no, but she left, hey, alien. But according to what she put out there in social media, it seemed like she was asking for somebody to step in.
yeah,
That's what.
but
That's why
did
someone
she want her
rewind it again.
family did she want her family members? What did she think about her family members?
Um,
She's asking strangers. She could have.
yeah, but that's when the family got to step up. If I see something on social media, and I'm quite sure a lot of times they think that people are stronger than what they really are,
Right.
and sometimes people are strong, but they get broken down.
Exactly.
Because people kill me when they like, oh, I'm strong. No, some certain things just be blessed that haven't happened to you that broke you. But I'm rewinding a little bit again.
And talked about how people were taunting her with fake alone. Now, Libby J break down what was going on in this situation. So, if you guys have not heard already, a single mother of two killed herself after battling depression and the stress of raising her kids alone. Now, Libby J would go on TikTok and she would share on Facebook how she was battling depression and she was really, really crying out for help. She would post these TikTok videos with these underlining messages saying that, she doesn't plan on being here that long. She talked about how she was battling depression. She talked about her struggles with her kid's father. And she even talked about how people were taunting her with fake CPS messages on suicide.
Okay, I read this part. This was what I was trying to get to. Now, this is on her Facebook, right? She's saying, having to do this parent ish alone has really made me a lot stronger and shows me that I'm capable of doing anything. But at the same time, I want to breathe. I want to be able to go to the restroom at least once without the little kids following me. I want to be able to sleep in because I don't have to get up just because kids is up. I want a break. And I'm comfortable enough to say that now and not give a when nobody says because I'm human. And then she goes on to say, checking out. I'm sorry, but I can't keep battling depression. To the ones that were really there, I love y'all. If I do succeed at this, please make sure my kids are something, please. Now, You can speak from there.
Yeah, I can relate to that, especially kids following you to the bathroom. But, it's not a forever thing. And she definitely needed an experienced mother to take her
Mm.
under her wings and help her through this time. She really needed that.
And then
And
she
it's
said, if I
unfortunate.
do succeed, if I do, that breaks my heart. If I do succeed at this, please make sure my kids are okay, please. Mm-mm-mm. 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 So we're gonna go ahead and then we're gonna let this finish.
Now, we're going to talk about this and just break down what was going on in this situation. So, if you guys have not heard already, a single mother of two killed herself after battling depression and the stress of raising her kids alone. Now, Libby J would go on TikTok and she would share on Facebook how she was battling depression and she was really, really crying out for help. She would post these TikTok videos with these underlining messages saying that, she doesn't plan on being here that long. She talked about how she was battling depression. She talked about her struggles with her kid's father. And she even talked about how people were taunting her with fake CPS messages and all kind of stuff that she was going through with no help and to no avail. And it just ended up with her basically saying, you know what? I'm checking out. This is the end. And she caused her own death by car wreck. Now, due to copyright, I can't play the video that she shared to her TikTok. It's basically an audio over her photos of her two boys. And it says, I just don't think I'm going to be here anymore. And then it's followed by, I believe, the voice of Morgan Freeman. And it says, well, how do you want to be remembered to your loved ones or your sisters and stuff like that? And then she was like, and then the female voice says, I just want them to know that I tried. So that was the video that she shared. Now let's go on to her post. Now on her Facebook, she shared, having to do this parent-ish alone has really made me a lot stronger and shows me that I am capable of doing anything. But at the same time, I want to breathe. I want to be able to go to the bathroom at least once without little kids following me. I want to be able to sleep in because I don't have to get up just because kids are up. I want a break. I'm comfortable enough to say that now and not give a F. What no one says because I am human. Okay? So that's what she said on October 13th. And 3 days ago, when she decided to end her life finally, she posted her final message to Facebook and she said, checking out. I'm sorry, but I can't keep battling depression. To the ones that were really there, I love y'all. If I do succeed at this, please make sure my kids are okay. Please. Okay? And so basically what went down was she was driving her 2017 Nissan Sentra. And while she was driving, she collided with a man by the name of Travis Pittman, and he was driving his 2012 pickup. Now, she basically crossed the center line and struck the pickup head on, according to a press release.
Oh my
So she
God.
sees this car and decides to just take it head on. And that's how she ended herself, and that's how she passed. She had reportedly been battling an intense depression and had been posting messages.
Now, this is why. Hey, young blood. I changed your name from Alien Blood to Young Blood. How are you? Alien.
Yes, yes, I'm right here. I'm just setting up right now. Just give me like 2 minutes, please.
All right, bro.
Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm. Alien.
Yes, yes, I'm right here.
Yeah, he gotta cut the other one off. And at this point, nobody still stepped in. Can you believe that, Liberia?
Mm-mm.
This is
I
not like
can't.
one time.
I know I'm
This is.
not on TikTok as often. I'm
I'm
not on
talking about
TikTok at all.
family. I'm talking about
Yeah.
family. She's been saying this, as you see, for a while, because you could notice the difference in the pictures. She's been
Mm-hmm.
saying at one point in time, who knocked on that door and said, "Let me get these kids." I mean, even though they got the kids
Yeah,
now, but
people need a break.
what is
But
that? What you call 11? It's a name. It's a certain number that you call, and they automatically get the person evaluated. What is the name of that form? My chat. What is the name of that form? 11 or something like that. It's a certain form, because they knew the form when it came down, when you could just go over them and have them about. I don't know if it's only 24 hours they stayed there or not, or maybe that baby daddy should have came and let her express. Sometimes men don't understand, they hurt these women so bad. If nothing else, you owe it to them to express themselves.
yeah, I think these. I don't know. Was it a young boy or a young man that?
Look at it
I don't
doesn't
know.
say. It doesn't say, but remember, I'm not speaking of, remember, we're not speaking upon age, we speak upon maturity.
Right.
And a lot of, like we even said earlier, these grown men is not even mature.
Right. Exactly. And like I said, it's important that you. It takes two people to raise children these days. Not just for the financial, but for the mental and the emotional. I live far away from my family, and I've been raising my kids here in a different state, pretty much by myself, and it's been tough. My two girls. It's been tough because I've always grew up with around family, you know, support and everything, and not having that friends or family support. I have friends, but they're like, you know, spread out. And I just feel like at times I feel like that. Sometimes I used to feel like that. So I understand what she's dealing with, but you got to seek. We got to go out and seek people that can help us. We
That
gotta we gotta
that
look up. We gotta ask people, ask around. We gotta look and see what our resources are.
yeah, but
Be
a lot of
resourceful.
people, they are so depressed. They don't, to them, that after a while it becomes your norm. Like, this
Mhm.
is how I'm supposed to feel, and then they don't understand that it turns into get out my face or go to bed.
Mhm.
Gosh, why you in my face? You know,
Right.
after a while it goes from whatever, whatever,
Mhm.
whatever. Now the child's getting their back teeth in, they with their back teeth, and now 2 years old, they're crying all over again. After you thought they wasn't gonna be crying no more, they want everything. They want all of you, and that's what kids is. You are supposed to give kids all of you, but it's not supposed to
Right.
be just one person.
Right. It takes a like the
A village.
church I used to go to. He says we're not born in a vacuum, and it takes a community.
Yeah,
And I always like that.
yeah.
That it takes a community. We're not born here by ourselves necessarily. When we come into the world, we got a whole family already. So
And the
you
people
know.
like to take it upon themselves to always think.
Mhm.
See, certain things I detest. I really don't like. I don't like when people say, um, well, they when they say, number one, brutally honest. I'm like, uh, hello. The key word is brutally. You could be honest without being brutal.
Yeah, that's
That's
people with negative
right.
insight, that negativity of life. They gotta always bring out.
Like, anytime you say the word, "Hey, young blood," oh, he all mic'd up and stuff. It's our little young prince here.
Hey, welcome.
Yes, yes. How y'all feeling today?
Great.
All right, let me set it up.
Look at him, all professional.
Yeah, I try to be. I try to be. I'm from New York.
I'm from New York too, bro.
Where you? What part of New York?
I'm from the BK, baby.
BK. Oh, what part?
I don't know yet. Where you from?
East New York.
Oh, you from the East.
Yeah.
I ain't by you. I'm not by you, but
Oh,
I
okay.
don't. I don't walk at my age. I don't walk every single block in
Yes,
Brooklyn.
ma'am. Of course. But you know that's how New York is though. Like once you in one hood, it's only about how you say that? A
A
matter of time that you get to the next hood.
Well, it's only sometimes a matter of a street. You cross it. One minute you're in Bed Stuy, you cross the street, you're in Crown Heights. So
Oh,
sometimes
Brownsville, right.
right. So my thing is, how do you feel about these men not being there for their children, mothers, not and not knowing? This is showing you the extent that these women go through when they are single moms. And is it a way that men could, stop listening to, oh, you know, um, all the disrespect they have for that woman, because that's really masking they ain't no good.
No,
How do
but
you feel
sugar,
about
hold
that
on.
from a man?
Hold on. You know, it goes back to what you just said about 5 minutes ago with the whole just the perception of thought, the whole mindset, the whole concept of thinking. You know, a lot of women nowadays, I know back in the day it was just different, but a lot of these young females, they just choose to pick the guy that they know don't care.
I
Because
I
no,
just
no, no. No, 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 no. This the point that I'm going to allude to because I deal with a lot of young women, and they take pride in dealing with a guy that just don't care. I don't know why, but the point is that I feel like even when this guy even heard this news of her being suicidal, he laughed it off because that's the mentality of a guy that she was dealing with. He was
hmm
young minded. He wasn't a grown man like you just said. He wasn't grown. He would have been there and took his kids away the moment he felt like his kids was in any kind of harm or danger.
exactly. And a
That's a
lot of
man.
these a lot
Right.
of these men, what they do is they wait till the child get older, and then that's single mother. That's how I'm like, at what point in time do y'all men ever step in? I'm like, when do when I mean step in, I mean some of them don't even know if their child aches. What makes a
Mm,
man assume that their kid is good if you ain't speak to them like every day, every other day, once a week? What makes you assume that child is good? That's the only problem that I have. What makes you assume that? What makes men assume?
you know, I had the
It could
same thing with my brother. I remember, not that I'm sorry to cut you off, but
No, I was finished.
I remember specifically talking to my brother like 2 months ago. And this is how you know men know what they're doing. So we talking in a serious convo. And me, I'm a real man of my word. Like if I want you to believe me, I'm not gonna prove to you to believe me, but I'm gonna just straight out tell you this is what it is. I may show you some evidence, that's about it. But I'm not going past that. So long story short, he basically just came to the fact like, oh, I put my son on it. And when he said that, that ticked me off. Because
Mm,
I know being your brother, your closest brother at that, that you don't precisely attend to your child at all. Really. It be certain times when my mother have to call me and complain about you. You're my older brother. So the point is that I got on him right then and there. I said, don't use your brother. I said, don't use your son in this. This is a real serious man to man matter. Don't use your son in this. You don't have to put anything on your son. If you believe in something or you think that you got the evidence of something, just prove it. And
and
that going back to your point is that men out it be a lot of men out here that don't even attend to their child, but be ready to, oh yeah, I'll put that on my child, or when what's this called, when tax time come
income
around,
tax time.
yeah,
You said
income
it
tax
right.
come
You said
around,
it right.
that's your favorite son.
Or your favorite daughter, right?
Yeah, real talk.
And they do it behind the woman back too.
Sad. I ain't gonna lie.
Because I try to tell men, when men tell me, oh, she's not letting me see my child, I said, you got to show me them documents. What documents you
Mm.
talking about? Because according to the law, the woman have no more rights than what a man have. It's 50-50. The same way if you leave your child somewhere and that man come pick up their kid, that man had you got to say, listen, I'm the father. That person who's minding that kid has to give the child to the father. The only way you could say I can't see my kid, that has to be. stamped by a judge.
Mm.
Can't no woman keep no man from seeing their kid? Absolutely not. Now, I'm not saying that she's gonna make it easy for him, but she don't have to make nothing for me. We could just take this straight to court. And I wish more men use that option instead of letting their kids suffer.
But on another, not to flip the switch though, but you know what it really is, what it bow down to? A lot of black men are afraid to even approach the system. Because see, you know what it really is? It breaks down to the fact, and I know a lot of men about to go crazy in the comments, but it breaks down to the fact of you standing toe to toe with that white man and you telling him what you're worth and what you got. That's what it breaks down to. Because 9 times out of 10, that's why they even put the woman in charge, because they know, uh benefits wise, we're going to support her naturally. She's going to be good naturally. What do you have, or what do you bring to the table that can off throw that? And you got to show me you better than her. Basically,
I
that's what the
mean,
court
that
wants you to prove.
no, to get I'm not talking about get custody of a child.
Oh,
I'm talking about visitation.
yeah, 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 yeah,
I
yeah,
ain't
yeah,
talking
yeah.
about I'm not talking about a nasty custody battle because a woman don't even want
No.
that because that is very expensive on both parties.
Yes, it is.
I'm talking about visitation rights.
Oh
And a
yeah, I
man,
agree. Yeah,
right? A man could, anytime a man say a woman is not letting me see my kids, that means you're not exercising your rights. And it's your right to get visitation rights
as a man, yeah.
as a man. Why? Because certain things you'll never know. That's why we see all these young, I work with the youth, even from when I was on that side by where you was at. All right. And when it was even worse in the late 80s and the early 90s. It was
Much worse.
beyond worse. You couldn't walk nowhere in the east unless you from the east to the Brownsville to Ocean Hill. You unless you knew somebody, you couldn't even walk freely, okay? And you
Yeah,
always had to get ready to duck down, okay?
good old days.
Yeah, okay. If you want to
Yeah.
call it that. Okay.
But
But the thing
we know, you finish your thought.
no, I was go ahead. You're the
But
guest.
we know that that wasn't the case with her situation. She didn't try to prevent him from seeing the kids or coming to get the kids or spending time with the kids. He was being a little boy, not a man
Of
that he
course.
needed to be. And she needed him to come and have his time with the children so that she could have her time for herself and recuperate and be the mom that she needed to be for the boys, for young boys.
Cause I have only heard this twice. You got an airplane?
That's not me.
Hold on. Okay, that was Light Bearer. She got an
Oh, okay.
airplane flying. Okay, I've only heard this twice from two grandmothers, not any of my kids' grandmother, but I've only heard this twice when the grandmothers literally did not get into the middle of their son and the woman's mess, and they made sure that they because they are women, they made sure they helped that woman out with the child. And I've heard them women say, oh my God, his mother is the best. Like I don't care about his father, but his mom, she really helps me. She drops off the kids some stuff. So at some point in time, like you may have to step in and be like the best uncle. If your brother, he might be having more kids, you may have to be uncle all over town. But But at some point, somebody has to step in and help these women. But I only heard that a couple of times. Now, I'm not saying there's not more cases. Of course, there's plenty more cases of that, of grandmothers on the paternal side that step in. But then you got the ones that think that, I'm like, how can you believe your son when you're a woman and you know better? That's what I don't understand. You're a woman. You know for a fact your son got 50% of that child is his, unless that woman goes to court and says that you can't be around my child because of blah blah blah, and then now they have to see the judge. Then it goes back to what you said. But as long as a woman don't do that, she doesn't have sole custody. She's just a parent that's taking care of the kid.
Yeah.
And then what this young lady doesn't understand is now, okay, you're gonna see further on in the video. I don't want to like move too
No,
fast.
I'm sorry, Sugar. Hold on, before you go on. You know what really broke my heart though when I first heard about this story? The fact that she could have said publicly, "Oh, I just couldn't wait to go to the bathroom without the kids. I just need some time without the kid."
I said the same thing. I'm sorry. They right at the door.
That broke my heart. But go ahead, Sugar.
That broke my heart too because we've been there. I said the same thing. Everything she said is sad to say. A lot of women have said. Like I would like just to just sleep and don't have to wake up and don't have to cook and don't have to
Exactly.
run, don't have to do this. You know,
Hmm.
unless you do it in the morning and then when the man get home at night, then he take over. Then now you can go to bed and then you can start the morning because he got they take they do it in shifts. But these are the things parents, even though a lot of parents they don't, and I just don't get me wrong, please don't get me wrong. A lot of these boys, I don't blame them. Not saying that they should not be blamed, but being that I work with the youth, why I say I don't blame them because we don't tell our daughters, these are boys, right? Yeah, he may be 16, 17, or 18, he may be 19, but they're doing what boys supposed to be doing. We mature quicker
Hmm.
than them. So
Right.
a lot of mothers, they a lot of these girls think that these men is gonna snap right into being a man. It don't go like that.
Hmm. No,
It
my
does it.
mom always, my mom always told me, and she told my brothers about their part as boys growing into men, and mine's as a girl growing into a woman. That I don't want to bring kids into this world without a father. That means without marriage, basically. You know, and she taught my brothers the same way. You don't want to bring kids into this world without their father. You have to be there. You know,
But a lot of them
you,
are
you
not
mhm.
because of their age. They're doing what kids do at their age.
Right,
You
right.
know, that's why I say I'm not give cutting the babies, the younger ones, no slack. But I still speak in and realistically as I can speak. We can say,
Hmm.
well, he knew that when he was no, we all know that already. We know they both should, but we're not going to make it seem like people was not having intercourse some as early as 13, 14. We're not going to make it seem like it was not happening. But what I'm saying is it happens, but you also have to let that child know that this is going to be a journey you might have to take on your own because he is still a child. His job is to get
Hmm.
most women as possible. Now, on the mother side, on the paternal side, should say, hey, you're supposed to get much women as possible. Make sure you keep that, but don't bring no babies into this earth because you're not mentally prepared to be a father. You for them streets, son. So don't mess up a child's life or a woman's life because you for them streets. But you know what? It's okay. It's okay for a man to be for the street. Let him sow his oats until he's ready to. But a lot of men, you know, um, you jump in there. But these are conversations. But if the parents themselves are hurt and depressed, it's like, when does the conversation start?
Hmm.
After the child is pregnant? Now you got all these things to tell them.
It starts way before.
A
Way
lot.
before. See, it was easy for me because my mom was a 18-year-old that had me, and so she was single with me and young and trying to finish her high school education at the same time. So she always wanted me to do better than that, you know, when it comes to that part.
Okay, our
So
young
she
king.
showed me,
Oh, sorry.
you get to see, you can actually see the depressing lifestyle. And I don't know if she was able to see that in, other people around her in her family that had children and were unhappy. I don't know.
So, what do you got to say about the depression and or do you realize, a young king, about I'm gonna call you our young prince because you're gonna be king soon. You're still a prince. But how do you feel? Did you know how rampant depression runs with single mothers? If you don't stop rolling that thing, I, did you heard the question?
I'm talking to you, alien.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What's the question?
I said, young prince,
I'm sorry. I'm
you
so
are the
sorry.
prince. I said, did you
Take time.
realize how rampant depression run in single mothers?
I think it's just really, it's really like, how you want to say this? It's really more so today's kids than I want to
Mm-mm,
say 20.
mm-mm. It's
Like
been
no, no,
like
no, no, no,
it's
no.
been
And
like this for many moons.
no, no. I mean to the level and to the extent that it's at right now. I feel
Mm-mm.
like the percentage of females that are depressed right now is just it's crazy.
No, it's always been like that, bro. It's always this been many
Been like
moons.
that for years.
So
I
most women
Hi
always been
everybody.
depressed.
Yeah.
Yes, I have an auntie that growing up with my mother's sister, and she was with a guy, and she had a baby, newborn. I had my cousin, and she told the guy that if he left her, that she would kill herself, and she stabbed herself in the stomach and killed herself. This is where I grew up with an
No,
auntie that, yeah, from
You
depression. Yeah,
gotta
so it's going way back.
say take herself off the earth or something. Don't
Oh
it
yeah,
can't
Mm,
work.
okay.
mm.
Right. So it this been rampant for decades. This is nothing new. So
that's just shocking.
you
Yeah.
would think that, matter of fact, when you have a talk with your mom, I bet you she'll tell you.
You
This
know,
that
you know, you know, you
this
know.
is
No,
this
no,
is
sugar. I'm sorry. Now you know, it's so funny. Now that you bring this up, that's so funny. My mother has spoke of nothing but traumatization in her life, literally
hmm
everything. But go ahead.
no, I want you to finish that.
No, no, no. Literally, like my mother has been, on and off drugs. Well, I mean, well, she's good now. I'm not gonna lie. My mother
hmm
has been Mother Marilyn. I mean, what they say like Mother
Magdalene.
yeah, Mother Magdalene, like for the past like 25 years. But before then, because my mother's 60, before then, my mother had a real rough life. Been molested. Just mother has been mentally and like kind of on a low. My mother has been mentally and spiritually abused by her own mother her whole life.
Now I
And
bet you her
go ahead.
mother abused her.
Oh, that my grandmother been abused by her mother.
Mm-hmm. Because
Yeah,
all you do is pass it
yeah,
down. So
yeah.
a lot of y'all men, you would think that by now men will realize, let me not make these babies, because at the end of the day, you could tell a woman all you want to keep her legs closed. Women keep her legs open. You are the creator. We carry the creation. So that's y'all seed. So rather our legs are open or closed, that is you guys seed. It has to meet with our egg. So at some point in time, you can say it's really up to you guys, because a woman only could be pregnant. She got to be pregnant. That's damn near. She only can have a baby a year, unless they're like 10 months apart. But the men can have five or six, seven babies a year, including however they can have as many as they want a year. If it reached that, any woman they mess with, if it hit that egg, there you go. So he could have a plethora of kids within 1 year. Look at what's his name, Nick Cannon. Didn't he have 4 kids, and he just had 4 kids in 1 year?
He's just a fool though. But go ahead.
He had the twins and then one baby. The next, he's talking and loud. I was talking about, I'm like, well, whose stomach is this he holding? Damn, shit. I'm like, this not the same stomach I just saw 2 weeks ago. I'm serious. But when is y'all men don't understand that y'all are destroying kids' lives? And then by y'all destroying the kids' lives, the mother wants to now up that and destroy the kids' lives even more. They figure if the man don't care, the men, not saying all men, not saying all women, but a lot of women, once they get into that depression, they figure if you don't care, why should I care?
Right. That's right.
And and we need to have more conversations like that, and we need to have more men. Men needs to start like telling these men like, yo, I never seen your kid, yo. What's up with your kid? You know, what size your son wear? What size your daughter wear? You know, as they talking about their daughter and son, nobody never stopped and said, let me ask them a question about their son or daughter.
But nah, sugar, real quick. You know the funny part though, going back to our conversation the other day, it really stems back to the whole point that OGs out here, they not even like the older guys that used to be back in the day. Older guys out here now competing with me. They're not trying to tell me keys to the game
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
same
Mm-hmm.
thing like with the
Mm-hmm.
older women that we was talking
You're
about.
right. You're right.
They not. They're not trying to stop. They're not.
You are absolutely correct there. They competing, so they not even giving out. But at the end of the day, where the mother messed up at, or where the father messed up at, now your mother and everybody else going to step in because them kids are yours now. Even though she says something else as we move forward, but little does she know, that daddy got them kids now, or that the grandmother who could have stepped in before, she gonna step in now. It's like everybody wait, and she said it correct. You gonna wait till my me leaving Earth, and then you gonna want to step up. And why
She
should it?
actually said that.
When we move on, I
Wow.
don't go too fast past the thing. I like to break it down, and then because that means we're doing commentary. If you just play the video, then they can catch you on reusing the video. So
Right.
I have to keep
I feel like
stopping.
you know what, I'm Tony. I feel like I uh saved my grandkids' life because their mother had mental illness, but she didn't know she had mental illness, but I could see it because I'm the mama,
Yeah, but it's
and I
about
Yeah.
know
them
it's
saving the
something.
daughter's life. Remember, the kids are fine. She killed her.
No, yeah,
Oh
but
God, I
yeah,
said it wrong. She
yeah,
took
but let me tell you
herself off
something.
this earth.
This girl set the doggone house on fire and came to my house with the kids in the cab. So I was devastated because I was like, "Oh my God, what if she would have not done that?" You know.
Mhm.
And then from there on, it just went downhill. She just started doing erratic stuff. But what if she would? What if I wouldn't have stepped in and snatched them from the beginning? Because that's what I did. I was like, "Oh
Right.
no, no."
And
But
in this same case, she
no,
could
but
have
that
had those kids in the car with her. Somebody needed to pay attention to that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly.
yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
but her idea wasn't about the kids. Her idea was they're gonna take care of them now because I'm gone. See, that was
Mhm.
her train of thinking. Some other women train of thinking is I'm gonna take me and the kids. It depends on where your mindset is at.
Exactly.
But no, wait, hold on, sugar. I want to point out one big fact too that I was really disturbed by too with this whole case.
Mhm.
She ran into an innocent man,
Yep,
just not even thinking about
yep. A
his
truck.
life, how
Yep,
good of a man he is, what
yep.
he's worth to his situation, his foundation. Like, just not thinking about nothing. Like, then your kid's gonna be without a mother. Your mother's gonna be without a daughter. God knows if the man, grew up in like 4 or 5 years, he could have been a good man to his two children. It's just sad.
The whole thing is sad, and that part was brought up too. She just crashed right into, and thank goodness it was a big old truck. But what if that truck would have tilted over? You know, but that's what depression. You don't think. Okay, let me see what Pat Matt said. I've seen that many times. Teens jump into relationships out of fear, being alone, or like their mom or dad, and they jump into relationships and get pregnant as teenagers. Yeah, a lot of them think that they're gonna show I can do better than mommy because my house was so dysfunctional, and their mind and their
Mhm.
young mind I have seen. little hurt girls go after these boys, and I have to be like, I tell that little boy, I
And
said, you know,
Tony,
mm-hmm,
yeah, and when you was talking about that, sometimes you're not in your rational mind. You're thinking irrational, and that's probably where she was at that point of thinking irrationally
beyond, because it
instead of
wasn't
thinking
just her life
rational.
at stake. But you have a lot of these
Right.
kids, a lot of these young girls, they are so troubled that the first thing they do is they leech on the first guy who said they cute. I've seen it too many times. They leech on the guy who said that always go, you better run. Remember, I'm equal opportunist. And I tell them little boys all the time, you better run because she looking for a baby. She looking for a baby. And she did this girl needs help and you're not the answer. So because she's willing to give it to you because she's hurt, you may end up getting that girl knocked up. You're gonna be creating a way bigger problem. Sometimes
Yeah,
it's not
you
just
won't be a problem in a minute.
yeah, but I seen a lot of these young girls, and how I know because I know what their family life is like. So they
Hmm.
only thing that boy guy says you cute or you pretty, and it's like next thing you know they setting up the guy. You know I've seen a lot of young boys get set up, and the good thing I caught on. And I said, listen, if you do something, you better bag it up. This girl got a lot of problems, and she thinking that you're gonna solve her problems, and y'all gonna be a family, and she gonna have somewhere to go, and now she gonna let her mother know I'm a better mother than you, but she not knowing that's you making things way beyond worse. You're gonna be going from house to house because you're under 18, you can't get your own, or you're gonna, it's a lot there. So that go both ways too. But I'm gonna let this story play out. He's smoking and I'm coughing. You getting me high over here, alien. You got me coughing.
Just her
He got a
Facebook
lot
in the
going
months
on.
leading up to her death, like I told you guys already. He basically crossed the center line and struck the pickup head on. Okay. And so basically what
I'm
went
back. I'm back.
down was
Sorry.
she was driving her 2017 Nissan Sentra. And while she was driving, she collided with a man by the name of Travis Pittman, and he was driving his 2012 pickup. Now, she basically crossed the center line and struck the pickup head on, according to
Turn
her.
it down a little bit, Tony.
So she sees this car and decides to just take it head on. And that's how she ended herself, and that's how she passed. She had reportedly been battling an intense depression and had been posting messages to her Facebook in the months leading up to her death, like I told.
Hi, Nicole.
Hello, everyone. Bless you guys.
Hello.
You too, Nicole Lene. All right now. Sound like you got some money. Can I hold some?
Girl, I'm gonna tell you just like this. I love y'all. First of all, I
Oh,
love
thank
y'all,
you.
and I finally wanted to come on this topic and let y'all know I be fronting. Fake it till you make it.
Right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Um. So I just want to give y'all this brief history. I am the oldest and the only girl of six brothers, so it's seven of us,
Mm-hmm.
and I have a deep love for what happens in our community and the traumas that affect us in our childhood. Okay. So I have several brothers who are mentally ill, some with diagnoses, some undiagnosed. And I just want everyone to understand my diagnosis came in my 40s. So you're not in the clear just because you're a certain age. So when we're dealing with mental illnesses, we have to have a place to go. But in our community, we call it church. We got to have somewhere else to go other than church because thankfully, I was hospitalized against my will and I was hospitalized voluntarily. And I don't think that God took me through that in my 40s, having watched my brothers battle mental illness for 25 years or so.
Mhm.
But God needed me to have a direct connection and a direct personal experience with mental illnesses in hospitals. So I really, this is my plight. This is my mission. I have sacred surroundings as my nonprofit, trying to get our children diagnosed in the same way the school districts by law force you to get your children a physical. We need our children to get mental health assessments as well. So my point is, if we can truly embrace that it really is an illness like cancer, cerebral anything else, this is an illness. It's not, I personally can say it's not something that it will go away. It will not go away. There's nothing you can do as a patient to heal yourself. You
That
have a
is
heart
so
attack,
true.
you can't give yourself heart surgery. You can't
Mhm.
give yourself anything you need in a mental capacity, just like you couldn't give yourself what you need physically. So we go to church to convene with other Christians, and we go to God to help us. We really have to just accept and embrace that we do not understand this form of illness, but it is just as serious as anything that the physical eye can see. And
Mhm.
that's really my heart and passion. But before I go, let me just say, I love y'all. I am fighting, honey. You say you want to hold some money, girl. I be paying people. Let me take a picture on your car. Let me, you know what I'm saying, get myself all cute, go outside in this sunlight, and I just be fronting, girl. I am rich. I don't have no money to prove it,
No,
but
I'm
I'm
saying,
wealthy because my
I'm saying,
mind, girl,
no,
my
I'm
mind,
saying
honey.
your name sound rich.
Oh, girl, my name, girl, I just found out
The
my
color.
name is Haitian Creole. Girl, my
Yeah,
name is, I just found that out.
yeah.
Yep,
That's
it's,
what
I
I
didn't
say.
know
Your
it.
name sounds the code Levy.
Girl, and you
That's a
say it right. Yep,
rich
it's Decode. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Lene. And I was like, that
yes,
sounds rich to me. So that's I was just
girl,
joking that your name is you got a rich sounding name.
girl, and that's my biological name. That's my government name. But yeah, I want to again encourage you guys. Keep, please, please. I didn't know till today it was men that actually came on. It was a part of our discussion. So again, having 25 years experience in advocacy for Black men, Black boys getting treatment, or at least the
Mm-hmm.
parents being open to an assessment. Okay, an
Exactly. Yeah.
assessment.
They
Yeah, the
parents need
trauma
an
in our
assessment
community.
too, though. I
It's
think
just
that
it's always
every
a stigma
parent,
too
yeah, yeah, but I think
in
every
our community.
parent should, especially for the first 3 months of that baby's life, just in case they're going through postpartum depression. I think they should
Mm-hmm.
be evaluated within like the second month, so we don't go into the third month, because we don't know. But I think every parent, every mother, not parent, every mother should be just diagnosed on their true feelings of being a new mother, because let's we push that aside too, and we thinking that we're tired, but in all reality, that's that postpartum depression. So why have all these diagnoses if nobody's going to check the people for these diagnoses? And
Mm-hmm.
you know that with the stigma that comes with going to see the mental health people, and a lot of them too, they don't take their job serious. I hate to say that. A lot of them do not take their job serious. A lot of them like really like sit there. They don't even try to really get to know you. They just sit there and they just want they all they do is look at the clock, look at the clock, look at the clock. Okay, I see you next week. And that should turn me off, and you don't have to worry about me never again. But
Mm-hmm.
uh,
But
uh, whoever's
yeah,
talking, go ahead.
but luckily here in Virginia, where I'm at least in the peninsula area where I'm at, like my daughter, I just got her evaluated because the school evaluated her, and they gave me a general diagnosis. But I've been taking my daughter to see counselors since she was 6 or 7. But luckily, I've had great luck with the counseling services here in
And
my
that's to
community.
be
And that's
commended.
why I want to, like you were talking, Nicole, right?
Deco.
Nicole. like you were
Yes, ma'am.
speaking, we need more. And I was telling her earlier that I want to do more in the community and have more of a spiritual connecting and connecting people to who they are deeply within themselves first so that they can overcome childhood trauma because that's where my stuff stems from.
It does. Do you
Mistreatment.
guys when you go outside in your community, or what we call our community, which is not ours, we don't own it, but
No,
I
it's
just
not
think
no
it's
more.
interesting. Yeah, I just think it's interesting though. Again, we see churches in our community, we see liquor
Mm-hmm.
stores in our community. Do we see karate studios, meditation
I
studios,
just
yoga
said
studios?
this. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness. I said this the other
talk
Healing
about it.
day.
studios, healing
Talk
place. That's
about it.
what I want. A
No,
healing
we
Right.
don't
place.
have it. And
Nope.
Yeah.
and I was telling, and Lightbearer can contest to this.
Mm-hmm.
Where is they? Somebody was like, from what happened to the lady on a train, we got to do self defense and all that. I said, all that costs a lot, and we don't have them type
Ooh,
of things in our neighborhood.
girl.
Mm-hmm.
Where you see that alien blood?
And self defense can be easily
Don't have it
taught.
at all.
No, no, we don't have
We
that.
need it.
Remember, every state is
Mm-hmm.
different. People have to,
Right.
like the same when you got to. She said, I'm from in New York. You have to pay good money to go to like one of them karate
Preach.
places,
Preach.
or
Yeah.
there is no free. I don't. I have been all up and down. I don't see self defense classes or you
Mm-hmm.
gotta pay good money. I don't see none for women. I don't see
Mm-hmm.
none for men. So I think men really deserve it, and not for the self defense part, but for they so they can let out some aggression.
Exactly.
So they
You know what,
need
Exactly.
mother?
there. It's only
Yeah.
one boxing. I don't even know if they still have it. It's only one place that you can go box. I think that's is that in the Star.
Mm,
Do they
Mm-hmm.
still
mm.
have that place where you box at? Um, Alien Blood.
You know what? Nah, you know what it is too. What's a big part is the stigmas too of the hood. Like it's just people
Mhm.
the way they think.
To go boxing?
No, no, no. I'm just talking about meditation. How many look? How
Mhm.
many black men? If you
Well,
walk
not.
up on them and say, "Yo, go do some yoga," you know they're gonna
Mhm.
come on.
But some people just don't
Mhm.
believe in that. But that has nothing to.
Mm-hmm.
But that has nothing to do with. There should be more like an after school. They should offer self
Mhm.
defense. They should offer like
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
just like
Oh yeah,
kids to stay after school because a lot of men
yeah.
have a lot of aggression. And sometimes they need to hit them weights.
Mm-hmm. I
Mhm.
like to do it
And
after
and a
work for adults as well, and the children.
but I want to catch them early, so they
Mm-hmm.
catch them early so they can be
Right.
better adults. But
Right.
But
we
you
still need
Right.
it as adults too. But
The
I want
adults too, for the
right,
stress of they're putting stress on the children,
right.
when they
But
go
I was
home, or their wives and stuff, and vice
right,
versa.
and I was going to
Yeah.
move up to women. We do need self defense classes, and it's a
Mm-hmm.
shame that everywhere else got gun laws but us. Only people in New York have the illegal people could have guns, but the people who's legal can't have guns. So why are we not bear arms?
mm,
Why does all the
Mm-hmm.
people
mm,
that's regular citizens cannot protect themselves,
I
but
was
all
just
the
talking about that
mhm.
illegal?
yesterday.
Mhm.
That's so crazy.
Mhm.
What
You
y'all
know,
was
and
saying? What y'all was
what
saying?
I
No,
want to
no.
say
Nah.
this about. Oh, go ahead, brother. I liked when the brothers. Go ahead, brother. Please
Yeah,
speak.
that's our
I'm
young
sorry. I'm
prince.
sorry. But it was just the fact that we was alluding to the notion that New York, you can lose your life
Hmm.
by self defense, but the law don't is no kind of law in New York to protect
Mm-hmm.
a victim at all.
Yep.
In other states, it's just so like you said, it's nothing in other states. It's like yeah, you can do what you want, pretty much.
You come to
I
my
mean,
door, I could blast you. But somebody
yeah,
come knock at my door, I can't do nothing. I gotta get blasted.
or
You know
my
what I'm
business,
saying?
or my
Mm-hmm.
business, even the corner store man, if he getting robbed in New York, it's a wrap.
Hmm. Because there
And
is no gun laws for us. We can't get them. It gotta be. It has to be a reason why. That is crazy. We were just saying this. We were just talking about this yesterday too. Young Prince, that
Wow.
we can't protect ourselves. People like, oh yeah. I'm like, no, please stop saying that. Keep forgetting. This is a internet. We all in different places. And New York, people, a lot of things that we don't. We have a lot in New York, but a lot of things we don't have that other states have.
Mhm.
We don't have a lot
Mhm.
of, and the majority of the after school programs is nothing but them sitting up there either coloring or they doing music or they singing.
Mhm.
No, they need a place where kids can go.
Mhm.
They need a safe place where they can go if they feel in a certain way. And even if it's
Right.
kids or adults, I don't believe it should.
Right.
Adults, sometimes a woman need to kick that bag too, because some women are aggressive, some is mad, some is angry. But we have no places like that in New York City,
You
unless you
and
paying
you
good money
yeah.
for it.
Exactly, exactly. And you know what? Let me just say this. I grew up in Chicago in the 80s. I'm still here in Illinois, but my parents are preachers. So this is what I do. This is what I think. This is how I feel because I have been diagnosed. Let's talk about preventative. What could have saved this young lady's life? Okay, let's talk about that. So if the church already has a non-for-profit set up, right? The
Mhm.
church already has a building set up,
Mhm.
right? So we don't need another resource center. Open them church doors during the week, after school, write the grants to pay people to come and teach these classes.
We've
What's
been
going on?
that girl. That's the
I was
argument.
in the yeah.
Hmm.
Look, I was in the Air Force, y'all, and I'm telling y'all, I went there to learn discipline because we
And
confuse discipline with punishment. Discipline is taught to avoid the punishment. So it's like we just don't understand our roles as parents. So this young
mhm,
lady who became a parent at 18, as I did, it is so unbearably scary. Okay. So once
mhm,
that fear set in, that fear grows. And
Hmm.
that's what mental illness is. You cannot control the thoughts, and most of the thoughts are promoting fear. Okay. And you don't want to live in that kind of excruciating pain. You wouldn't want to live in that pain for the rest of your life if you got a gunshot wound and nobody attended to it. Okay. It's
Right.
the same thing mentally. No one's attending to my mental pain. And this person can't be an advocate for her own mental wellness anymore. But if we don't,
exactly.
yeah,
And
if
when
she had a network,
she
hmm
mentioned what she needed. I'm surprised
hmm
psychologists, counselors online
hmm
couldn't try to attempt to reach out to her. I'm shocked. But the whole thing is with her, she said what she needed, and what she needed was what we have. What I grew up when I was growing up, I was a teenager and I went to work for the Children's Crisis Center, and that was a
mm,
place where mothers or fathers could drop off their kids and run their errands and have free time for
look
themselves.
at that. See that? You see
That's what
that?
we need. That's what we
Yeah,
need to
definitely.
save the
But
children
yeah,
and the parents.
We have those crisis centers here in California.
We don't have them.
okay.
And this is
Y'all don't
what I
have
was
them.
trying to explain to when we had panels a little bit before. I was saying that,
Hmm.
like, I hear a lot of black people talk about, who's supposed to do this and who is supposed to do that. I said, no, you could do whatever you want to do. If you feel there's a need in your area, then you need to
That's
find
right.
out. And if it
Right.
contains your strengths and you can do it,
Hmm.
then get
That's
it
Hmm.
right.
done. Don't say, well, the men is the leaders and
That's right.
the men is
And you
the men's supposed. And I was like, no, no, no. I knew what my capability was, but hopefully, like more people in New York, if we keep talking about that and talk about, we get to learn our councilmen and our assembly women or assembly
hmm
men, people that's in the
hmm
smaller people, the one we can get to. We can't get to the higher people. We can get to the lower
Hmm.
people, and we had to express
hmm
this. Well, we need a building, or we need a place, or we need that. Okay,
That's
we
right.
need a
You
grant
know
for
what,
the after
Tony? We
school.
had in the hood we had Kevin Johnson, and thank God for him because he stood up and he opened up his center, and he started mentoring kids and stuff, and that
hmm
started the ball of rolling. Now he got a charter school and everything,
There you
and
go.
so
There you
he's
go.
doing a
Great.
lot of help. Yeah, he did
There
a
you
lot
go.
with
Hmm.
his platform.
But in
Yeah.
New York, a lot of these kids go to after school, and what they do, they walk right back out. Am I lying,
That's right.
alien?
Yep.
hmm
Because ain't nothing for them really to do.
Mm.
It ain't nothing for.
There's
There is nothing for them to do. So they get these grants and
nothing.
they get this money, and
Hmm
I look and I'm like, okay, so if this is a school, why every kid just giving them a basketball is not after school.
Exactly.
Right.
They need more than that.
Right.
They need their
Right.
academics paid attention to
Right.
because they may be
Yep.
struggling in that. They need to, they may really want to
And it,
learn.
and a lot of them need academics, and they need they mental, you know. They need they
Right.
somebody, even if it's somebody just to sit back and just talk with them and chat with them. 'Cause a lot of them don't have no
Mm-hmm.
they don't know what testosterone conversation is because they don't have no man
Exactly.
in their life.
Testosterone.
I call it, just leave me alone. Don't start with me, boss
Testosterone.
lady.
Testosterone.
I be making
Boss
up words
lady.
and stuff, right?
Nah, I
I
still let you
love your
identify.
yeah. I love y'all balance together. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
Right there.
Yeah.
oh, y'all are something else. I'm telling y'all, if y'all could market this, the two of y'all have such great balance. I'm talking about as soon as Sugar try to say something real serious, Queen bust in and say something make you laugh. Like
That's why,
I
no,
just
the
yeah.
funniest part is when sometimes like she doing something. I said I'm gonna do a whole show. The title will be called Boss Lady. Cause how many times y'all hear me doing a show? Boss Lady, Boss Lady.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You had me
Yeah, boss
my
lady
son
is the
cracking up
business.
I said
yesterday.
I said the show's
Tony,
gonna be
when
titled.
I was sitting there writing a note for them to go to the store, and they were sitting here and they could see us talking, and we were on a conversation, and you started yelling, "Boss lady!" My grandson fell out laughing.
Mm-hmm.
Boss Lady, boss. That's what they gonna be the
Yeah.
thing. But one of the things, young Prince, because you are so level headed, and
Hmm.
then
Thank you.
and you're not gonna reach out and touch you, right? Because even though I'm on the other side of Brooklyn, all my people is on your side.
Nah,
But
no, no, no.
I
Wait,
would
wait. I'm
like to
sorry.
know
Sugar, sugar.
what
I'm in
need
Florida.
you in Florida.
Yeah, I'm in Daytona.
Well, get out of there and get back to Brooklyn. The
No,
kids need
no.
you.
This is it. This is
I
it.
forgot you said you was in Florida,
This
but
is
also
it.
you originally from BK.
Yeah, yeah. I'm a
All
New
right, so
Yorker.
what needs that you feel that you could do where you at? Because it ain't like Florida. You left it, but do you feel or do you see that it's always a need? Because I don't care if you're in the best area, you can't stop broken families, you can't stop depression, you can't stop anxiety,
Hmm.
you can't stop people who may have bipolar or whatever issues that's out there. So everybody always need help. It does not matter where you live. So
Exactly.
what do you feel that you could do for some of these young boys or some of these young girls, and if anyone come for you to help them, but make sure when you help them is always in the general public, never by yourself.
I'm gonna allude to what you said earlier with just getting them young. I think you know what would be great, and I wish I could do this, but I don't have
Mm-hmm.
the licenses and the certifications. But you know what I wish I could do? I wish I could do a 24-hour daycare where
Mm.
you could just like have meditation classes and yoga classes and some of those testosterone conversation classes where
Mm.
and they just literally
It's just men building. That's what I call
Teach
testosterone. Because
to
men,
just
yeah,
boys
yeah,
be around their
uh,
mother so much, that's estrogen. So I'm
right,
saying testosterone is when, you know, because a lot of young boys grow up having no authority for men, and that's why a lot of them end up in jail because
right.
they never had the testosterone where somebody's like putting them in a place. And yo, you ain't doing that, homie. A lot of them, you say that to some kid, look at you like you crazy. Like,
mm-hmm.
I don't even see my own dad. I wish I would listen to you. Like what? What you
Hmm.
say? What?
Hmm.
That's a fact.
The man that helped me get here ain't never told me nothing ever. You think you gonna tell me something? And that was I
Hmm.
see that in abundance in school. I see a lot of kids has
show,
they have.
and then
Go ahead.
Oh, therapy. A lot of therapy. They will have little
yeah, that
therapy
sounds
sessions.
good, Prince.
24-hour daycare. Kids. I want to say
Hmm.
2 through like 12.
They could no, but they could do that
Yeah,
at
I
the
was just saying,
crisis
Prince. That
center.
sounds so good.
Who
Showing
said
them. Yeah.
Man.
who brought up the
Hmm.
crisis center?
Correct.
You light bearer, right? You brought up the crisis center, right? Light bearer.
License. My mom did that. Yeah.
No, I'm
Yeah,
saying
I
you're
said,
the one
yeah,
who
the
brought up
crisis center. When I was
right.
younger, I worked
That
for the
that
mayor
would go
city center,
if that
and I
would go
dealt with
nice with what he's saying. So the
it
because
will.
that
Because what
being
we
that it's
did
24
inside there, we worked
hours,
with the, yeah, we worked with
and
the
then you
children. It wasn't 24 hours. I wish it was,
know
but
what
we
I'm
worked
saying.
with the
Yeah.
children,
But that would be
and we
good
worked
if
with
you give
troubled
them.
children. Can y'all hear
I
me?
think that yeah, but I think the 24-hour crisis center
Uh,
would be good, but just not every night. I ain't keeping your kids every
let me
night.
answer.
First
Let me
place.
answer.
Yeah, because it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. You maybe have different parents that work different shifts come in, they need a
Yeah,
break.
but we not
Yeah.
here for play. You get 1 day a week, okay? And it's not gonna be
Yeah,
on a
exactly. Not all day long, surely, because it's a lot of work working with them children.
and not on no weekend. So you better have your
You
fun on
know
a
what?
Wednesday.
Idea. I want to support the brother. I want to support the brother, especially you saying now you occupying Florida. So it seems just really on the panel, we're all over the place, right? So
Hmm.
Right.
let's just say if this was a
Mm-hmm.
foundation building panel and let's say my name for my nonprofit is Sacred Surroundings, right? So the first thing we're gonna
Mm-hmm.
do is not say what we cannot do because let me just say this. I live now upper echelon, poor as I want to be, right? But I position
Mm-hmm.
my daughter to go outside and see mansions, right? And see
Right.
community centers that's thriving. Now, I want to say this because I'm just letting y'all know the motivation behind why we don't do more when we know what is needed, right?
Hmm.
So
Right.
let's eliminate the excuse. And not that the brother gave any, he surely didn't give any. I'm just telling you what I have to deal with in my own mind. Eliminate this excuse.
Mm-mm.
So, just like with Dr. Umar, okay? Now, I live again, upper echelon in Illinois, one of the richest counties here. Dr. Umar been open up that school for how long? Okay. I'm at Chuck E. Cheese yesterday and I see a lot of Indian children, Hindu, right? They're coming in with their uniforms on. So I looked up the school. This school has been thriving. It is private. They teach in Arabic and all these languages. Imagine all the Indian children going to this Indian school. Then I looked up, they got an Asian school where all the Asian kids are going.
Hmm.
They are promoting separating themselves from the open oppressor, let's just say, and they're teaching their children what they want their children to know. So what we want our kids to know is that we got their back, right? So if we just said, let's do this 24-hour thing, and we could use it like they do with pantries. You can only
Yeah, I do
visit
the
the center
pantry.
once a
Yeah.
week, right? You can only come into the center once a week.
Right.
And it's on a scale that we're trying to serve the community. But imagine having sacred surrounding centers in 5 different states. Imagine
Mm-hmm.
each of us picking coming
Yes.
up because when you get a nonprofit, you got to have a base, and there's got to be like 6 people, on the panel. But the
No,
number
but
one thing we
three
need,
people.
okay,
Because
three.
I'm ready
So
to
the
go
the
with it.
number
I'm
one
ready to
thing,
go
Mm,
with it.
yeah, we need. This is what we need
I'm
to
ready to
do.
move
So
with
if
it.
I,
I've been.
mm.
yeah, if I
Hmm.
assign you to going out and getting a grant degree to write grants, we need
Hmm.
grant writers, right?
You, oh
So
my
we're going to
girl, that's the
what?
hardest thing ever. And I tell a lot of people and get into grant writing because that is the main,
Yeah.
that's the make
Yep.
or break. That would
That
make
is.
or break. But what he has to do is go and get find 3 people because that's all you need. Because I have my own organization also.
Okay, good.
So
Help us.
he got to find 3 people and explain exactly what he just said. He imagine how many doors are open, and on top of that, he'll be his own boss.
Hmm.
Right. And he
See,
could
that's
pay
the good.
himself a salary.
Exactly.
He
It's
could,
right,
yeah, he could
exactly.
pay himself a
Hmm.
salary. Yeah. Yeah.
But
Right.
no, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't really want to be the boss. I want to share the wealth because I feel like when you're a boss,
No, you can't
well,
share that. That's your idea. You can
no, I said
open
the
it.
wealth.
You could put no. It's not about the wealth. Whatever you decide to pay them, you decide to pay them. But I'm saying you'll be your own boss because it's your idea. Now you can hire people in the community who wants to do it, and you can
Correct.
share your love. but you can't share the
Correct.
wealth. It's not because all the money you're not going to be getting a plethora of money. It's grant money, and you setting aside your salary because you got it. That's
Yep.
that will be your job, and then the people who
That's your
hire,
job.
that's part of the
Yep.
grant. But it ain't like you getting
Hmm.
buco money because
Right.
that grant got to go to the program. They only giving you that money for
Hmm.
the program. But
Mm.
I mean, or whatever you set your mind to, but it's still a good way or two of being your own boss, and then you can open up other venues of other things you would
That's
like to
right.
do. Because if
Right.
you, that's a lot of
Yeah.
networking there. Then you get to go to meetings, and you get to meet who's in your community, and you get to. Because remember, we can't touch the president or the vice president, but you can sure enough touch the councilman, the assemblyman, and the senator. Them people have to speak to you. They have to come into your
Mm-hmm.
neighborhood, and it's good for you
Okay.
That's
to get
So
true.
you
to
just
get to know them.
write up your plan.
It doesn't have to be big. Just give them the idea. Once you go to the person to try to get your what is it, LLC or whatever the heck you call it. I did it so long
Hmm.
ago, and they'll
Hmm.
guide you. They'll guide you, and then you can start getting. And you can put any program in there. You got to find a spot first, right? And I always
Right.
tell people
Right.
Right.
I did it the smart way. I do my work out the park because it's free. So try to find, libraries. You can have a program inside a library.
That's right.
Libraries don't cost you nothing.
Powerful show is. Yeah, you can. You
Some of these
can. Or
places,
Mm-hmm.
again, what I said again, if the church, do y'all
So
remember the
basically,
hurricane?
so basically,
Oh, go
Tony.
ahead. Go ahead.
go ahead, sister.
So, do you all remember when Joel Osteen wouldn't let the people from the hurricane in his church?
Yes,
Y'all remember that? See, this is what I'm saying. Instead of us trying to build something, let's look at the building that's already there.
yeah, that's what I was just saying. There's a lot of places
Yeah,
you
go
can
to them
have,
churches
and that,
and
that
demand something. Yeah,
but
Mm-hmm.
if not, that's the public library. You gotta be there two
yeah, that's
nights a
true.
week. Where
Hmm.
and you don't even have to be an organization to do it. You could
Yeah,
just go speak to them at the library and say,
But
"Hey, 'cause they got rooms dedicated for stuff, but you just gotta take it with you now." But you can, and then plus you can write out grants to do that.
Sugar, I suggest everyone on the panel they want to do anything like this that you go about it your way because everybody has a different mindset. Everybody has a different direction in
But
life.
we
So
going off your idea now. We doing it already. We going off
oh
your
okay, bet bet
off
bet.
your idea. I'm doing it, and
yeah,
she's
Oh
we
doing
got
it.
you, bro.
We was
all
going
We
off
got you.
your
right.
idea. We was just
You
giving you
had the
ideas.
vision, honey.
Right. We was
He
talking
was a
about your vision.
visionary.
Now we wouldn't be
Right.
Yeah.
elders. We wouldn't be elders if we didn't give you suggestions, right? We didn't
Hmm.
Yes,
let you
ma'am. Yes,
know
sir.
it's a lot of different opportunities out there. That's what we was trying to say.
Hmm.
Don't think, don't say, okay, this part I can't do this, I can do that. I don't, no, it can be done.
Right.
And we were just giving you the free ways to do it. I was giving you the free ways that you could do it if you choose
Absolutely
to.
Because
right.
you
I
you
don't know what you want to do.
you you have everything you need, brother Prince, King Prince, because you have the vision. Okay. So what I'm telling these people out here, I'm sick of having to go to the white communities to get something, and the white people ain't coming to our communities to get nothing.
Right.
You see what I'm
Right.
saying?
Exactly.
So we could build what they
Exactly.
got in our own community, and that raised the property value. So what you would do, brother, is you go to the community in different spots and hold these meetings to see the interest, to see where the interest is. And once you collect the interest from the community, you see, because once it starts a nonprofit, you can then make it a profit by offering scholarships. But at some point in 5 years, my daughter's in karate. It's $250 a month, and
Mm.
then it takes
Mm.
5 years to get a black belt. But if you start benevolent, giving this away, pretty soon, now there's people who entering in the system who can pay $250. They don't qualify anymore for free. So you could turn the non for profit into a profit, especially once it starts thriving. You know what I mean? But like you said, when we grew up, my after school program, if you look up Chicago South Shore Community Drill Team, is huge, right? They're global. Barack had them at the inauguration. So what we did with our community center, we come in, we do our homework. You can't do nothing till you do your homework. Now after that, we had tap classes, jazz, dance, all the dance. Then we had the drill team. Then if we had to go to counseling, which some kids do, they had to go do their 30 minutes of counseling with the social worker at the center. So the center is really a plethora of what Black people are. What we're trying to help our community build those big genius brains, and we are saying that we want to take care of each other, and that's all I'm saying.
But hold on, because her thing is going in and out.
Yeah.
But what do you
And
want
Prince,
to do, or what are you
yeah,
doing already? I don't mean to cut her off, but she's cutting off the
go
boss
come
off.
go come here.
No, what are you doing now, or what do you want to do, Prince?
Oh no, I want to do that after my books are done with and everything. I'm writing like 3 or 4 books.
About what? Because I know you're
Oh
gonna send us
wow.
one, right?
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. Definitely.
Some alien stuff.
Probably would be like the third and fourth one, but the first and second one, I want to keep it basic. Draw people in basically.
What is the book about?
Well, the first book is just about the concept of thinking, like how we think naturally, like what
This
is
boy is
thinking,
a prince
literally.
for real.
I would love to read that book.
Like when you
You
think
are a
about,
prince for real.
thank you so much. When you think about thinking, what is thinking, literally?
Man, you
What
hit
is a
the nail
thought?
on the head.
What is
Yeah,
a
like what is a
You hit
thought?
thought,
the nail
literally?
on the head. Okay,
Because
let me just say this.
yeah,
Let's promote the brother. Brother, I just want to promote you. Listen to what I'm saying. You're saying right now you have the cure that you don't even know you have.
Mhm.
What drives a man to kill? Is it that he thought this through, or is he acting on his what emotion? So you
no,
just
no,
said
no, no, no.
my
It all
book is
depends.
about
Go ahead,
teaching.
go ahead, go ahead.
Hmm.
No, I'm
No,
sorry,
you
but
were
it all
saying my
depends.
book is about teaching how to think. That's what our black boys don't have.
No, what is thought?
Yes, yes, yes.
It's
Our
what
black
Yeah,
is
boys don't
thought?
have that. That's a fact.
yeah. That's crazy. You already own it. You
Yes.
already own it. Oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
And and
You
and
Thank
already
you.
and,
own it.
and I don't know about y'all, but and I get a free copy. I ain't worth 2 cents, right? I
No,
might,
no, no. Don't worry though.
I might let boss lady get a piece of paper, right? But I get, I rip out a page,
What?
right?
Wait, you know what? Okay,
A piece
now.
of pieces. See what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? How she could
I
break
got you,
how
boss
she
lady.
know how to break up the monotony and make you laugh. Laughing is so needed. It's so needed.
So
Oh no,
needed.
that's what this page is all about. If we don't have fun on this page, then something wrong with you.
Yeah,
Cause we like to have our fucker, as I call our fuckery moments and our fuckery videos, and we have our good videos too. But I want to let this play a little bit more, so you guys stay tuned. Do not drop off. Let her play this a little bit more, because this is really about her, right?
oh yes.
But yeah, it's about preventative though. We're preventing another single mother from having to go through this, you know?
Yes, ma'am.
So just by having the discussion and having this black man, not male, but this black man is sitting up here saying he done had the idea this whole time sitting on it. So that's all they don't want. They don't want us to unify. So I just want you to know, brother, hit me up and I want to unify with you because, like I said, I got 7 brothers. God, thank I be praying. And none of my brothers in the dirt, you know, none of my brothers
Mm,
have records and rap sheets and all of this. So we want
wonderful.
to reaffirm what was already taught to us. We already know what we need, and we need the more black men like you, Prince. So look, I ain't gonna keep y'all, but I'm gonna go ahead and hop on over there to Prince so I don't forget who you are. Subscribe to who you are, and make sure that I can share, your plight and your mission, and just to keep you elevated, brother, because you could do it. I would be there for the grand opening. I would be
Thank
I
there
you
know.
for the
so
I
grand
much.
opening.
I know one
Thank
thing.
you.
You better put dedicated to Brooklyn in that book for it to sell.
BK.
I got
If
you.
you
You
don't
have
put
to.
if you don't put BK up in there the same way, if you from
Man,
Chicago, if you don't put Chi-Town,
man,
it
Yeah,
ain't gonna
man,
sell. And
yeah,
man,
Brooklyn is the most sold, or I would like to say borough, but a lot of people don't know it's a borough, but we would call it
bro.
a county. We are in the world, in the entire world. Everybody knows Brooklyn.
yeah.
So
Even,
do
even
Spike
in
Lee, Mike
e-
Tyson. Yeah.
uh, people, and I got a problem too. I got a problem with Nas.
Oh, thank you. Can you talk about it,
Ooh,
please?
No,
Can you
because
please talk about it? I want
he
to see
know
if it's the
he
same
know
problem I
he
have.
and Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Yes,
They
Yes.
both
yes,
know.
yes.
They both know they
Yes.
come from the Brooklyn waters. He Queens, Queen.
Mhm.
No, Ninja, you got some of this Brooklyn water. That's what makes you different from the rest of them. Stop playing with me, Nas.
Mm.
Mhm.
Nas born
Man,
right there on Atlantic Avenue, right in St. John's Hospital. You know where that's
he
at.
Yep.
tripping.
He better stop playing. You a Brooklynite. Stop playing with me. And and
Who he
and
who he
that
say he
daggone
from? Where
Michael
he say he from?
Queens.
Uh,
No.
Queensbridge.
Then no,
LL.
the LL's Queen, and then that Michael Jordan. He know. I mean,
He
no, he
from
did.
Brooklyn.
Yeah, he from Brooklyn. He right about in Fort Greene, baby. Born right there in Cumberland Hospital. But
That's crazy. Why
and
would they want to deny Brooklyn? Biggie is Brooklyn in the house.
but he
Why would
no,
you
but
want
he
to?
did no, but Jordan did represent on the Crooklyn song, the Crooklyn Dodgers. And he said he did say yes, I'm Michael Jordan, and I am from Brooklyn. But
Wow.
Nas refused to do it. And Karis one, yeah, he tell people he from Brooklyn, but you only got to the Bronx when you was grown. It don't count Karis one. It doesn't count. So
No, but you no
Wow.
no no. But sugar, you missing a real big point.
what?
You can only really rap Brooklyn hard if you really are from Brooklyn.
They are from Brooklyn. You had to chase these waters to even.
No, I mean
No, what I'm
growing
saying
up in the rugged
to
times of Brooklyn.
no, what I'm saying is to even navigate. The only reason why people from Brooklyn can navigate like you, can navigate to other places because you had some of that Brooklyn water. I'm telling you, that
Oh
Brooklyn
yeah,
water
yeah,
is
yeah,
special.
yeah,
That
yeah.
Brooklyn water is special. That's why he was a. That's why y'all can navigate. Y'all can go anywhere. Y'all and people from Brooklyn could go
Hmm.
anywhere
Yeah,
because
yeah.
once you get that, even if you just get that first sip of water, then never see Brooklyn again. Just like Barbara Streisand, majority of all the artists, I'm sorry to say, all the good artists are from Brooklyn
Yep.
in the
You ain't
world.
gotta be sorry to say it, because if I wasn't born in Chicago, guess where I would have wanted to be
No,
born?
I'm
I'm
trying to
in
get to
Brooklyn.
Chicago. I want to get. I've been going to Chicago all my life. I want to go to the ruggedest place in Chicago just to get on the bus and drive the bus from the
I mean,
first stop
excuse me.
to
Sorry.
drive the
Excuse
bus from the first stop to the last stop. So that I make sure I'm not dumb now. I stay on the bus, and that'll be my sightseeing of
Yeah,
all the different areas. And then they drive
sugar,
right. Then they when it come when that bus come back around and drop me off where it pick me up, it'll drop me off where it pick me up from.
sugar. You ever seen the hoods of Florida?
Not yes,
me.
but no. I only seen the little bits that they show on TV.
Ooh, that's like another world.
Mm-mm.
It's like another world.
Oh my gosh! All right, let me let this finish playing because it's not really that long.
I told you guys already. It says, family and friends also said that she was having major issues with her child's father, as well as caring for her children alone. In one of the messages, the mother of two made a passionate appeal for her kids to not be taken away by their father. In the messages, she says, if anything ever happens to me, do not give my kids to their dad permanently, because if while I was here alive, you couldn't help take care of them, then why wait till I'm gone? Now, this is a message that she shared back in September 17th, and then she reposted it again a few days before she just finally
October
decided to
19th.
end her life. And so she reposted this message so that it was current on her page saying, please don't. Okay.
And
And
nobody did
then she
nothing.
would also get threatening fake text messages from someone pretending to be Child Protective Services,
Well, they should
according
have been
to a
called.
Society Alert. So this is what she posted to her page, and it's a text message that says, "Hello, Miss Pofam." She's like, "Who's this? I'm contacting you on the behalf of your children." She put question mark. "Please give me a brief phone call in the next 10 minutes." She's like, "Who is this? If we don't receive a phone call, we will be showing up to Stewart Street." Okay. And so this is her basically posting like people were messing with her, and she was just pleading for people to leave her alone. She went viral. I'm not sure if you guys remember this, but
There's a 90% chance your
And I
phone.
want you guys to hear this. And this is sad. This is sad. And at this age, for this little boy to say that, Can you imagine what these little boys are thinking? But listen to this.
Remember, this picture has been floating around social media, and she has been going viral constantly from this photo that she shared of her son. Now, she shared this photo of her son back in July, but it has been reoccurring, going back, viral when people see it, new blogs posted and things like that. And a lot of people have been, contacting her and saying like mean things like, "Oh, your son didn't say that," and just saying all kind of stuff like that. But if you remember this photo with the caption, it says, "My son said out of nowhere, 'Mama, the guys in your past ain't do nothing but treat you like ish. Let me show you what a real man does. Let me put 30 in your tank, pay your bills, and take you out. Mama, just quit your job now." And then she wrote, "Ish just made me tear up." So when a lot of people
Isn't that something? You see how big that boy is? Isn't that? Do y'all see what these men are doing to these kids? The code.
Ma'am, listen. Listen
Mm-hmm.
about the men now. Listen. We got to be honest. Can I
Mm-hmm.
ask a question what you guys would think? When a man abandons his children, not the woman, okay?
Mm-hmm.
What sane person would do that? Let's talk about mental illness as far as black men.
You mean put that up there?
What person, what, let's say man, what man in his right mind, if we're talking about mentality, in his right mind, what kind of man abandons his children? Is that a well man? Is that a healthy man? Is that a mature man? So it's become normal for men in our community to abandon their children. Is that normal? Is that safe to say?
Yes,
Yeah.
you're right. It is
So we
normal.
really are having to deal with mental illness, whether we know we're dealing with it or not. This young lady lost her life to mental illness due to a lack of understanding. I had a baby at 18, but there before the grace of God go I. Then I didn't put him in child support. I didn't want that extra baggage on his mental to be able to say, well, look at what you did, and this is why I.
Oh,
No,
girl,
you
I
abandon
win.
your children
You're gonna
because
give
you're
me
not
mine.
well.
You're
Yeah.
Because
gonna give
if a
me.
woman
But that's
abandoned her children, she's going to prison,
Yeah,
right?
my
She's
mom was
going the
totally
yeah,
abandoned. My mom was totally abandoned and never could find him. She went to ask his friend, and the friend told her that he died in a car wreck. So that's all we know. I never seen my dad.
that's all you know. See that is that not trauma? Is
Yeah.
that not trauma for a kid to not have a father? Is that not traumatic?
And then when my mom did marry and I got a father, he was abusive because he went through Vietnam and he
Mm,
lost his mom at 9. So he had
mm,
mental
mm,
issues and but we
mm-hmm.
got through them. He stopped. He actually stopped and became a healthy person again. But it but
Healthy.
but
Hmm.
alcohol was still already damaged his insides by that time.
And that is what we see in our community. So you can drive like sugar when you say you come to Chicago and get on a bus and want to see it. Listen, my mental wellness, the fact that I've been in mental wellness or been seeing therapy for over 10 or 15 years and military, all I'm saying is I could get on a bus in Chicago and visualize. Take that liquor store out, take that liquor store out, take that and replace it with what? That's also what you have to do with those thoughts.
Healing.
Because
Oh yeah, oh
one of the young,
yeah, oh yeah. I do that
yeah,
in real
you
life.
have to,
I fight in real
yeah,
life, not physically, but I'm talking about for what's our community and what we need. Even from the TA vice president and the girl, you'd be amazed what I do. You know what I do for these kids. I tell you, I got 100 kids at a time. I'm in charge of a
mm,
hundred, and the majority is, even though I be having helpers, but I'm totally on hand because I don't know. It's just I think they all my biological. For some reason, I think they all my biological kids. So when I meet a man, I'm like, you gotta accept my kids, and I'm like, yeah. And they're like kids, and they're like, how many you got? I'm like 100, right?
mm,
But it's like it's no stone that has not been uncovered.
Hmm.
So But every year is no, I'm not gonna say because some years is some new things. I'm like, damn, whoa. And the things that you hear. So when I speak, like everybody speak from whatever their experience is. Like you speaking from your experience, my experience is dealing with the youth. So when I speak, I'm always
Right.
speaking about how the youth feel and what is needed for the youth. Like some people may speak from, like you're speaking from being in the army, to like light bearers speaking from, like, so all of us, this is why I like different groups of people. So when people watch the replay, like whatever one of us is saying, including like alien blood, he's a man. So he got ways of putting it that he doesn't understand that I get more people that watch the replay than come on the panels. They come watch the replay. So he doesn't know who he's helping.
Right.
That's why I'm glad we all from different walks of life, but we all do the same thing, but do things differently.
Right.
Agreed.
Exactly.
Agreed. Agreed.
But I was just wondering about what, I hear a lot of young boys say that all the time, and then they turn out to hate they hate the women. And I'm like, but when you was boys, you was, mom, I'm gonna get the house, I'm gonna get that. It goes into now when um alien blood, our young king, when did that happen? I'm not a man. When did that switch cut on from mom, I'm gonna
Mhm.
get you the house, or I love you, to I'm gonna disrespect women, and now I hate you too. I just hate now I'm a red
Well, for
pill.
me,
Now
I
I'm
know
a red
I'm gonna give
pill.
it 1,000. For me, um, I've always loved my mother. I always will. I just feel like I had a few, complaints on how she raised me. But besides that, I forgave her for that. But I would always love my mother. So for me, it never got to that point with me.
But not for you,
But
but with
but
men.
for women, but in the point, my fault, my point into the women, I just feel like I can never have no this love for my mother. I'm sorry,
Now
like
I'm talking
even
about for women entirely. Because as you see, like you got the red pill, you got the
well,
manosphere, you got all
well,
these
women
different
is just
things.
totally different
These,
from
no, what I'm
what they
saying, they
was.
still started out as this little boy. They still started out
Mm.
as watching a mother being
Mhm.
dogged out, having no dad, and wishing they could do more. And now look at him pumping the gas because he seen mama pump gas. So when did, or maybe you wouldn't know, but at some point in time, when did it change to, you know what? Now I'm a red pill, and now I'm a manosphere. But y'all was
I
still
would
the
say like
same
10
little
years
boy.
ago. 10 years ago.
So it's about when they turn teenagers, when how they feel about women change.
No, no, no. I just think no,
Mm.
no, no. I think naturally in society, the world, women just change naturally. It's just a different generation of women.
But when did it go from we okay, I want to protect women to now we are not protected. Now no, we're not protecting them. You went from little boy, the best protector ever,
Sugar,
to
women is just totally different nowadays.
I'm
Women are
talking
not the
about the
same
men.
women.
I'm talking about the men. When did it go to? Because remember, we
I would
still the
say like
same
10 years
people.
ago. 10 years ago.
No, I'm talking about as in the age for a
Like was it
man.
13, 14, 15?
Right.
What
Oh no, no,
age
no,
was it?
no. When you get out of high school, I feel
Okay.
like out of high school,
Oh.
yeah. I say like it's 17 when you're about to get into that man stage. That's when you start seeing things different. Like you know what? I'm gonna start living life like this. Because when
Oh.
you in high school and you in elementary, you just having fun. You doing what you got to do to get past. But when you get into the upper echelon of college and stuff like that, or you getting a job, you definitely look at things definitely differently
Mm. Mm.
compared to you just running up and down the block, getting lunch at school and kicking it with the boys after class is done.
And a lot of this too, and this is a shame, when mothers are going through their mental situations and their depression, that create a lot of dusties too, because
Hmm.
Mm.
you're not putting a lot of responsibility on your kids because you really don't care. And
Right.
I've seen that plenty of times. They like, it's like, why should I make you clean up your room? Look at mine. I don't care. Why should I make you know like, forget it, we're gonna live in this mess. And it's like, now the child has now inherited that. So when they get they woman, what they woman like, I'm not your maid, not knowing that, this is how bad it goes. because now he
And
is his woman, and now he doesn't know how to do anything because the mama didn't make him do anything. So now that's gonna be hell on whatever relationship that he has. She's gonna
and
get
the
tired of him because he's going now. He's a dusty. Mothers don't know they create these dusties now,
justice, right?
but
Yeah,
not,
they do.
but not purposely.
Your environment plays
18.
a big part on your mental.
18.
Yeah.
Your, yeah, your environment plays a big part on your mental health. As a background in interior design, you know, it's it's good to put good things in your environment that are going to uplift you, and definitely you want to clean it first, because cleaning it, a clean environment brings in clean energy. You're not
That's
going to get
that's
renewed.
if you
Or
care.
Hold on. Hold on.
that's when
What?
you care. But
Yeah. Yeah.
to help people to understand that when our house is messy, that then we're going to be messy. Our lives are messy. Our children are going to have messy, nasty attitude.
Hmm.
You know, it's just going to be,
Miss Ride or Die 5.0. You hit it right on the nose. A
What she
lot
said.
of men would have been in a lot of children's lives. It's certain women. A man can't even see a woman. A lot of these young girls don't realize this. In order for me to commit to you, me to save your life, for me to provide for you, I have to naturally love you. I have to understand you
hmm
naturally. A
Hmm.
lot of these women you can't love naturally.
hmm
You
hmm
gotta force yourself to love a lot of these
hmm
women,
Hmm.
literally.
That's why you should be picky about any man and woman that you get involved with. Not all energies can work together.
Thank you, Radada.
It's got to be certain types of energies that are compatible.
Right,
That's something that we don't learn in the Black community. What's our compatibility, our
that's a fact.
I
personality?
be trying to tell
And you
people their
cannot,
compatibility, but they
right,
don't want to believe me. But
energy.
my thing is, wait, I forgot what I was getting ready to
You
say.
just can't be with anybody.
Oh
Yeah.
no, the
Mm-mm.
thing is, what he's saying is 120% correct, and that's one thing I say to my son all the time, and
Mm-hmm.
that's why I always say you always need to have a bag. Throw that bag on, that Jimmy hat, because I always tell every man, I don't care what woman it is, any woman you sleep with is your potential baby mama, and any man that a woman sleep with, that's your potential baby daddy. Do you want this person to be your baby mama? No.
Mm,
Mm-hmm.
mm.
Especially don't force the energy, because if there's something telling you to stay away, stay away. If something,
But in between all that, bag it up. They're gonna people is gonna they're gonna have XEX. Okay, it's gonna
yeah,
happen. But
Yeah.
right,
you gotta look at anybody you sleep with. They are your potential, and do you want that person to be your potential?
exactly.
You make sure you put your own bag on. No, she can't give me nothing. No, you don't pass me. No, I got some in my drawer. Well, you keep them in your drawer. I got my own in my pocket.
Mhm.
I remember back in the days, men used to sit up there and bring their own bag, and they used to run right in that bathroom and put some water in that sucker and see if there's any holes was up in there. Because women do things now. Women do they put holes and stuff in there. You got to be just as careful. That will keep you out of child support, or that'll keep you from having. I did a show on that before, though. Not every parent is connected to their kid. People think because you're a parent that you are mostly connected to your child. No, you're not.
Not necessarily.
I did a whole show on that. Maybe I'll bring that.
Mhm.
I'll find it in my archives, maybe later.
You
Oh,
have
but
to build a
today,
connection.
today we're gonna do the Mohan. Y'all heard of the Mohan report?
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
That's gonna be tonight. But I just wanted to know. But look at that little boy. He said that to the mother, and then she posts it, right? And the only thing people got out of it is the boy cursed. They didn't get no message out of what the boy said. All they got was out of it is he cursed.
Mm-mm-mm.
That's about to be, if you ain't made for this, if you ain't made for
Mhm.
something, don't put nothing up
And
there.
what is, and I keep saying, what is a cuss word? It's made up words that white people made up when they came into this English, gave us this English language that is gibberish. It's just a space saver. When
Mm-hmm.
you really take on back to what they really mean, they once meant something. And the back to the etymology of the word, they once meant something back that meant something back in the ancient times, back in the old days, but
Yeah,
they just aren't used anymore. It's still
that
only placeholders.
yeah, that'll be at 6:30. All
Hmm.
right, now we're gonna get to this, but I just wanted to say, she says, my son says out of nowhere, Mama, these guys in your past ain't nothing, but treat you like ish.
Hmm.
Let me show you what a real man does. Let me put 30 in your tank. Pay your bills and take care of you, Mama. Just quit your job now. And she said, ish made me tear up. That I've seen that kids do that all the time, and it makes me tear up when I hear a child say that.
People seen this. Some people took it for a joke, like, oh, ha ha ha, she's being funny, she's joking. Of course, he didn't say all of that. But then a lot of people were being mean, like, well, how could you post that? He didn't say that. Da, da, da. So it was like half and half. People thinking that it was cute and funny that she posted it, and then it was people who were being mean about it, saying, mean things. But
But look
all
how
in
much
all, it's just a
stress that
sad
child was
story and
under
a
for
sad
him to be able
situation
to
that,
think of something like
she
that.
decided to
Mm-hmm.
take her life, take herself away from her children. And the fact that she was battling this depression that she just was not able to overcome. Now, a lot of times in the Black community, we don't really talk about depression, a lot. We don't talk about postpartum depression, and we
Mm-hmm.
don't talk about ways of coping with it a lot. And it sucks that, she was one who was pretty vocal about her depression, and she was crying out for help and was not able to get the help that she needed so that she can be here happy and healthy with her children. Um I just wanted to briefly talk about this because it was just sad. It just tugs at your heartstrings, especially being a mom, knowing how difficult being a parent is. Now, I'm a parent with a village. I have my mom, my daughter also has her father who, she goes to on the weekends. So it's like, even with my village, I have my mom, I have my aunts, I have people who can help me if I need help and things like that. Being a single parent still is hard. Like, it's still a hard road. And so I can't imagine what it's like to the women out there who don't have a village, who don't have the help morally, physically, or any type of emotional help at all. Like, I can't even imagine. And then on top of that, adding depression on top of that with no village to help. My heart just goes out to her children who are now left without a mother. I know that she was saying in her messages that she doesn't, want the children's father to do anything for the kids. But I think that hopefully this would be an eye opening situation for the father of her child to step up and be a father, because
Yeah, for
it's
what?
not fair to the child to have two parents just totally gone and the other one is still living. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully the father would wake up, and step up to the plate and be the father to his children, because now they don't have their mom either, you know? So I don't know. I just wanted to share this very, very sad, 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 sad
Yeah,
story,
sad. That
and get your thoughts on it. If you are a mom out there, what are ways that you have overcome your obstacles of depression? Did you, as a mom, suffer from postpartum?
Oh, she's from Texas.
she from Texas. Okay.
She's from Texas.
Sugar, can I ask you a real question though?
Mm-hmm.
If she had a mini afro, she was brown skinned, about maybe boss lady complexion, and she was 25 years old, you think they would have posted this?
Well, this particular lady, yeah, Nika Knight, but and me, yes, I go by the story itself, but you're speaking upon colorism. But
Right.
it,
No,
it
no, no, because
it
that's what I
does
kind of,
it
right.
does exist though.
Yeah,
It,
that's why I kind of had a problem with this a little bit off rip. I
yeah.
ain't gonna lie, but
But
go
I
ahead.
think the point of her reaching out and then she really doing it, what she said, and nobody stepped in, that I think this is what made it a story,
Mm, mm,
you know,
Mm.
because
yeah.
as we read, and I mean, anytime somebody put something like that on. I mean, but people have to understand too. Even if you do need help, everybody need help. Some people going through their own mental their own mental illness. Sometimes people can't
Mhm.
step in. Sometimes they are just as bad. They just as bad as you. Hello,
And when they're in
Miss
that
Connie.
situation, they're not going to see people like them at all.
Like some of them, like you got a lot of people that mental health. All they do is pass each other the liquor. Here's your cup.
Right.
Here's my cup. And there's your butt. And then they just, you know what I'm saying? But I think that's what I think it would have still now if something if she would have been assaulted or something, maybe because of colorism, we wouldn't have heard about it. Just like we nobody knew that lady that got violated in the train, nobody knew that she was a black woman. Is that because that could have colorism could have probably played a part in that story?
Right.
But
Mm.
this story, I think is because of the situation. But we still have to we still at the end of the day have to take our lives in our own hands.
Yeah.
We I mean, we can step in and take the kids, but the kids wasn't in danger. You're the one that was in danger. So even if somebody took the kids and you notice the kids wasn't in danger, but she did have help though. She just didn't like the help that she was getting because who was keeping her kids while she was driving that car?
Exactly.
But the thing is, when you're mentally ill, if we're evaluating this after the fact,
Hmm.
accessory after the fact, you're gonna think that it has to do with her being a single mom. No, it does not.
No, it
It
doesn't.
has to do with her having depression and then adding to that the stresses of being a single mom. 'Cause
Responsibilities that she has to take care of when she can't even take
yeah,
care of her responsibilities because she doesn't feel like taking care of herself. She doesn't want to.
yeah.
And she
She
didn't
was
have
depressed
one.
before the baby.
And she didn't have one. She had two kids.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
And she's only. But let me
Can-
see. Let me tell you how old she was again. Let me just say. Let me see. Did I cut it out? Okay, she was only 21.
Damn.
21
Hmm.
with two kids.
My
That's
daughter,
why.
my
Let us,
daughter says,
you know,
my
go
daughter's
ahead.
14, and she says that's too young. She says 27 children is too young.
And then she collided with Travis Pittman. Now, Travis Pittman, it had nothing to do with her depression. I understand that, but I think sometimes parents need to. I don't care if your kids don't give you a response. I just think you got to just keep talking to them. Like I know
Exactly.
for a fact, my son don't want to hear nothing I got to say, but I have to let it off my chest and I have to get his response. He may not want to hear it, but I didn't want to hear it, but I still remember everything. I
Hmm.
remembered
Right.
everything that my parents said. Like sometimes you just got to get it out. I'm like, boy, how you feel about this and blah 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 blah. I may not get no answers, but he still heard what I had to say because I need for him at any point in time to know that he can express himself. He can express himself, and he also needs to know that certain stuff I'm not tolerating. You still have to be a young man, and I always let it be known. Put that Jimmy cap on, baby. Don't have no unwanted kids because they didn't ask to be here, and you made them unwanted by you not wanting the mother. And
Right.
Right.
some men rather pay the child support. That's why I said child support is
Mm,
not for some men. I'd rather pay the child support. I don't want to see the kid anyway. They don't have no emotional connection to the child. That's why a lot of older kids resent their younger siblings or they resent their father because, oh, now you want to be a dad. But that's because he loved their mother. He didn't love yours.
wow.
So
That's hard.
some
That's
have to
that's a
pay the
lot of
child
pressure
support.
for a kid to accept that reality of rejection. That kind of rejection, it doesn't go away.
Yeah, I
It's
It
spoke
just
upon that.
doesn't.
it's the mother's fault though.
Huh?
It's the mother's
Ooh,
fault.
tell me about that.
Go ahead.
How?
It's the mother's responsibility to pick the right man.
You can't. You can't. You
Can't.
can't. You
No.
can't. You
You
can't pick
can't.
no right
But
man at no. You're not picking the right man at 16 years old. It ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, she's
Because
not
he
even
well, you
ain't
shouldn't be
married at
having a baby at
16.
mentally,
16.
she's
But
not
I
Well,
mentally,
mean,
They was
and
having
that is
sex.
absolutely exactly that. But
she's not mentally grown yet.
neither
yeah, that's
neither one
different.
neither one is even older people. What is your meaning of picking? It's like, okay, a man can have a good job. Okay, that's picking somebody. Okay, that means he work. That means he gets paid, but that don't mean that don't make him a good man. He could be an
No.
abuser. Remember, you when you meet people, you meet their alternative. You meet their mask. You don't meet the real
Yes.
person.
Placebo. Placebo.
You meet their
Placebo.
representative.
You
Yep.
got to get to
Yep.
know, really get to
So
know a
you don't
person.
pick somebody that's stamped on their forehead. You know I ain't ish, right?
Right.
You
Right.
know the minute you
Because
get
we
knocked
wouldn't
up,
do that. Why would we do that? Mm-mm.
you
And in
know.
our community, I think we need to have education as far
Yeah,
as
we need more
dating
education
and
instead of
learn.
blaming both. Because remember, I don't blame the boys neither. Because like I said, I deal with kids, and I see where a lot of these young girls
Right.
have disturbing houses, and they go after these boys.
Mhm. I
Mm-hmm.
remember my guidance counselor told me, "Don't deal with anybody that's going to take you. Don't get involved with the man that's going to take you to McDonald's and buy you food. You you deserve better than that. Don't let somebody just use you like that. You
Yeah,
know,
but a lot of times they could treat you, they could buy you shrimp and
right,
lobster, but that's the
right.
representative. We don't
That's
know
part
if
of.
that. The thing is, we don't know if that mask, male or female. We don't know when
Mhm.
if that mask is going to fall off. We don't know is this a mask or not a mask.
Right. That's why you wait instead of rushing
Uh
into
huh.
emotions.
Right.
You get to
Uh
know
Right.
people.
huh. Uh
You
huh.
learn about their family members and everything you can about this person. Find out if they used to be married or whatever, with their true age. 'Cause remember, there's a young girl that 18 that got married to a 60-year-old man.
That was
I
wasn't
Mm-hmm.
that
told her,
yesterday,
yeah, he said
the
Yep.
day before yesterday.
he thinks he's 40, but all she got to do is look
And
at him.
that's still too old, sir. That's still too old.
It is. I agree, and it's crazy.
Because you didn't fall in love with her on her 18th birthday, although you married her when she turned 18. So that means you was doing stuff before she turned 18.
Girl,
Y'all didn't meet yesterday in Vegas, did you?
that's a
Come
girl.
on,
That's
man.
another whole. We did that
I
yesterday.
know. I don't
That's
even want to.
another
Yeah, that
whole
is
Yeah.
month.
crazy.
That was woo.
That is
And the
crazy.
mama is whoa toxic as
Ooh,
crazy.
she ain't playing.
We
She
went
was,
in
Hold
on
on.
the mom.
man.
We went in on the mama.
Hold
Sometimes
on. Byron in the chat. You said we blaming women for everything.
no,
You
he
don't.
didn't. No, we changed that. We
Oh, okay.
changed
Okay.
that, Kasani.
Okay. Go ahead.
We changed that. We changed it.
Because usually, the woman is still needs to mature and even
Both need
even
to
it's been
mature because
too
they both
late. It's
kids.
been too late for the grown women now because we've been taught we needed someone to teach us to show us how how to what to look for in a man. What makes a man
Yeah, but
and
that none of as my age, and I mean
uh,
we could teach them that, but as I come to realize that representative that you meet is damn good. Even at our age,
Hmm.
we all get got. I don't care what
we
age
all get
you are.
got you right
Yeah.
because
Baby, say that again. This
training
why it's your show. Can you say that again, please? Can
We
you
all
repeat
get
that?
got. We all, if guys are what age you are, we all
Please.
get got.
that's why
Gender.
we need
Yeah.
men to be trained and we need the young boys to be trained and we need the young girls to be trained up.
We need to keep our
Train.
feelings.
Yeah.
We need to keep what my solution is. Keep your feelings until something happens, and then you'll see if that mask fall off. Now,
Exactly.
sometimes you can put him in a predicament where let me see if this mask fall off. That's really good.
And we don't
Tony,
stop being such
Huh?
emotional people too.
my oldest daughter, she had this boyfriend, and he just kept pressuring her to try to marry him, marry me, marry me, marry me.
Mhm.
So when I seen that, I know my child, and so we were talking, and he actually took her to Las Vegas, invited his family, his brothers, his cousins, and all kind of people in his family, for them to have a wedding. And so she called me, And I said, baby, let me tell you something. I'm your mama and I'm not there. So it's not no wedding. You just let him know that it's not gonna be no wedding. Have fun, enjoy yourself in Las Vegas, and bring yourself home. She said, okay, mama.
Mm,
She went back. She told that man. She said his family was mad and oh, the brother don't like me no more. I mean, they was really upset with her because she wouldn't on the fly just marry this guy, you
mm,
Very.
know. And they had tried to pressure her
Mm,
and it's just ridiculous. So now
very.
that she left him alone and everything like that, it's been about a year and a half. Like just last night she told me that uh he called her phone. She said I didn't answer. He gets no attention from me. He gets no air, no play at all. But he still to this day is still trying to pressure her. And it's a shame that instead of these young guys getting themselves together, they want you to marry them to make them seem like they're together.
Hmm.
mm,
I had that
Mhm.
happen to me
Mhm.
when I was younger in high school. There was a boy that my parents liked. I didn't like him too well, and I wasn't planning on really having a boyfriend or dating until I had my career that I wanted. That's how I was. And he was like wanting to marry me. He worked for a mortuary, and you know just was like, well, you don't have to worry about driving, you don't have to worry about this. And all I could think about was my life experiences, and I was like, I want to experience life a little bit. I'm still young, so I was like, no. It would have been ideal, but I'm young. I
One
was
thing. I'm sorry, ladies. One thing.
young.
I just hope going back to I think that was Decole. I mean Decole.
yes, yes,
That's
sir.
who said that about your daughter.
Yes.
No, that
Oh
was me,
no,
boss
no,
lady.
that
Oh, boss
yeah,
lady.
boss lady.
I just hope she really do find a man to marry her
She
because
just got engaged last weekend with a beautiful young guy,
Great.
and he's they are just soulmates. I mean, they just match so together. I'm so happy for her.
wonderful, perfect, perfect.
And she
Great.
Guys,
Don't
waited.
you
She
feel
has
good
no
as a
kids. She
mother
has
when your
no
daughter
kids.
finds?
She
Yeah,
never
and
wanted to
have
have
no
kids.
kids. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
yeah.
Wow. But
That's
going
all
back,
a mother wants for her daughter, really. And so I just want to keep trying to prepare men that will be eligible to take
Mhm.
care of our queens. I want to keep
Mhm.
promoting
yeah,
building young boys
Mhm.
so that they
Mhm.
know that
Yes.
they're getting the best of
Mhm.
the best in these
Mhm.
black girls who are growing into women. And when a black family can
mm,
dominate this earth, we
Mhm.
are trees, honey. We walk outside looking like trees by the head. Okay? You
mm,
let that afro grow out, honey. You walk outside looking like a whole tree, black woman. Okay? So we want to let these kings know to get back on their throne because that's where we come from. That's our
mm,
history.
Right.
That's our history. And that's
They
what they
tried to
need to
cut
be
my
teaching them.
grandson's hair, Nicole, and I said, no, you will not be cutting my grandson's hair. Talking about,
Please
oh,
don't. Please
you
and
can't
thank you. We going back
control
natural
hair.
like never before.
I said,
yeah.
wait a
Yeah.
minute. I said, there's grown men walking around with their hair looking like his. They want to get their hair like his, and you want to cut his
Hmm.
hair? No, no, no.
That's right.
Mhm.
That's right. We got to start speaking life back into our black boys and know that
Exactly.
it's necessary to speak
Exactly.
life. Because did you all see the mother of the 18-year-old who, oh, you said y'all, okay, wait, y'all. Then did you guys see the mother that's on the internet now? I just saw it last night. Duck, young
Yeah, yeah,
the duck.
yeah.
He from Right, he from Chicago, and I don't know trill drill music, right? So when I saw that all this is going on from rappers from Chicago, and you got Mama Duck, who is the mother of the slain Duck rapper, y'all, they got a RICO case against these guys, these little boys out here. These is kids.
Yeah.
A
Mhm.
RICO case. They shot that man in the middle of Oprah's. Listen, he was in downtown Chicago. I'm talking about y'all where Oprah live at, and I have been there. Trust me. They shot him in Gold Coast, where the white people live.
Mm.
These boys in Chicago is on something.
Yes.
They're on something.
And
They
they
are
been and
fearless
they
in the
been
worst
on
way.
something since they was like 10,
Girl, they
9,
fearless out
10.
here in the worst way. We need to take these fearless black men and make them prominent and protect us. Can you imagine the way they killing each other, what they would do to somebody outside if they came? They fighting the wrong enemy. That's not your enemy. We got to teach a
Exactly.
brotherhood again.
That's
We'll
right.
be a strong force to be reckoned with if they knew who they were and loved
Yeah.
themselves.
See, that's one
Love,
Exactly.
thing
truly
about
love
my
themselves.
community. In my community, we raise our boys and people to protect each other. So it's still a tight knit community. The only problem is the older men, instead of them mentoring, they looking down at the young girls as, oh, I'm gonna walk around with her on my arm, and that's the sad part. That's where we gotta.
That is.
That's where we gotta put a stop to that. These
Mhm.
old guys, make trying to make these young girls fight against each other and all this for them and
Mhm.
all. It's just sickening.
It is sickening. That's very
You
sickening.
And the
know what it
problem,
is, boss lady? Y'all,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be real with y'all. Let's go to the movie Set It Off. Everybody know about Set It Off, right? This is
Mhm.
you get to pick which type of female you are in reality when you watch Set It Off. But look what Set It Off did. They gave Jada Pinkett the love story with Blair Underwood, right?
Right.
But
Mhm.
guess what else they gave Jada Pinkett? They gave Jada Pinkett Nate. Y'all remember Nate?
Mhm.
mhm.
See that? That's what
Yep.
black women are up against. We got Blair Underwoods out here, but we got Nates out here who
Yeah.
help us. What she say? I'm in a bind, Nate. I'm in a bind, Nate. See what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Mm.
So they did do that in that movie. If you study the movie, nobody else had a real love interest except her and Chloe, the gay one. But they gave black women that straight, bisexual. They did LGBT with Queen Latifah, but the love story was with Jada. And guess who lives and everybody else died? Jada.
Jada.
You got to have balance. We have to have balance in our community. There are Nates out there who will help us in a bind. Let's be
Exactly.
honest. But these young girls are dating and marrying Nates. See, we wasn't dating and marrying no Nate. Y'all don't know the difference between Nate and Blair Underwood.
I'm telling you, I
Period.
can remember when I was young, and I would go to the park where all the old cats hang out. I was little girl. Hey, little girl, what you doing? Hey, little girl,
Mm-hmm.
what's happening with you? What you
Mm-hmm.
got going on?
Mm-hmm.
And they would talk to me as a little girl. Hey, ain't you little so and
No,
so's
but
little sister? Hey,
you
what's
carried
up,
yourself
love?
like a woman, boss lady. That's the difference.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
That is the difference because they took me under their wing and they taught me stuff and they told me stuff because they seen that I was curious to find out what the world was about. I ain't out here trying to be no little kid. I'm out here trying to find out how the world work. What y'all
Mm.
doing? What how y'all make it work.
Exactly.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I've
Exactly.
always been like that.
Mhm. Me
So,
too.
what advice, in case somebody is listening, we're gonna start with uh we're gonna start from the top onto the bottom. From so who at the top? Okay, okay. Young King is at the top. What advice would you give? We're gonna say men too. What advice would you give a female or a male that's going through any mental issue? Because I'm not going to just say depression. And instead of saying go there, maybe you can give them a different type of advice to, whatever you want to say.
All right, I'm gonna slice it. I'm gonna give you two. So for the men, for the young boys coming up, for the young soldiers coming up, you need to get around some men that you really idolize, some men that you feel like can teach you something and mentor you, and basically take your life to the next level, to the level where you might want to be. So for me, that's how I came up. Just trying to be around guys or listen to guys that I felt like had the keys to life, or just pretty much have the answers you're looking for as a young man coming up. So, you know, now I'm going for the woman.
What if they
So
have mental issues?
therapy,
Alternative therapy.
listen,
Let,
therapy,
let them know that it's okay.
therapy is more than okay. It's perfect. I've been through therapy. What is it? What was it? 13 years out of my 29 years of living. Therapy
That's
was a
beautiful.
regiment for me. It was
That's
regular.
beautiful.
It was
Mm.
a beautiful thing too. Matter of fact, it's a thing that you can take your time. It's almost like a romance. Like when you just think about the first girl you fell in love with. That's the same thing as therapy, especially when you find the right therapist. But now I'm gonna go on to the second point of this analogy, basically. Now for a woman, it's a little more deeper because I feel like a woman is a little more emotional. So I feel like um for a woman, yeah, like therapy, yoga, um, it's so much more for a woman because I feel like she's really dealing with the spiritual aspect, growing up.
Mm,
Like for a man, it's
perfect.
more so mental. You just gotta focus,
Perfect.
get through some things, and then when you're around 30, you can get into the spiritual aspect of life when
That's
you're around 30. But
perfect.
besi-
That's
but besides
perfect.
that, everything is just physical and mental at this point. Um,
That's perfect.
for a woman though,
Wow.
it's always a spiritual, emotionally uh ride. It's just always it's just basically always a ride for a woman. Like a man can just sit still and be moving at 100 miles per hour. That's how men operate. Now, for a woman, sitting still or moving, it don't matter. It's just her spirits is always, vibing. Basically, that's what you call it. Um, for a woman, I just say just seek a lot of um older women and sisterhood energy. Like, don't, because I see a lot of women nowadays. They they kind of fall back from being in like sisterhoods a lot. Like I
Mm.
see a lot of women that are like kind of against that. So the point is that a lot of women need to be more indulged with the older women, not just younger women. Younger women need to be indulged with older women way more, and have a therapist on the side as well as yoga, as well as meditation, da 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 da. And that need to be a casual thing for you, a regular thing,
Mm.
every day, any day.
Now, I
Beautiful.
would say boss lady, but she told me not to call her, right?
What? I didn't tell you.
Yes, you did. You told me that yesterday.
And no, we was talking about something else. Girl, if you
I
want to
know,
talk
no,
about,
you told me that
I
yesterday.
ain't thinking
You told
about
me
you,
that. I said,
Tony.
well, at least I got
Sugar
boss
love.
lady to
I ain't
call.
thinking about you,
And then
sugar
she
love.
said to me, "Don't call me."
I ain't thinking
No,
about you,
now
sugar
I don't have
love.
no support.
I ain't thinking about you, sugar love.
See the support I had, right? She told me don't call her, right? I said,
Okay, no, you had plenty of support yesterday. Cut it out.
I said I'm gonna
You
call her
had big
anyway.
support
I
yesterday.
said I'm gonna call her anyway, and she better answer
And
that
she
phone.
did.
And she
And she
better answer
did,
the
y'all.
phone. And she better answer that phone.
She said she did, y'all.
But anyway, this is what I want to say. As far as mentoring young people. Now, when I was in junior high school, I always, but as it's growing up, I always had a sense of feeling for people. How I don't know how you say that. I was always a vibe. I
Empathic,
was had a vibe for people. Yes.
empathic, yeah.
And so when I was in junior high, uh, I used to have a problem with math, and so I wanted help. So there was this little white boy that used to sit across from me, and his name was Jeff Webb. I'll never forget him. And so I seen that he knew how to do his math, so I would always tell him, "Give me your paper, give me your paper." And so I was over here taking this boy paper and stuff. So I seen that he used to be sad all the time, so I started talking to him and asking him about himself. Come to find out, the boy's father was beating him, making him sleep in the garage. They didn't show him no love. That nobody in the family in the house was allowed to talk to him. It was really, really bad.
Mm.
And this was about a week, and he would on the weekend he would come back and give me his paper on Mondays and stuff like that. And we started talking. He started talking to me. If I tell you, uh, wow, he stopped coming to school. And so I'm like, man, well, I wonder what happened to Jeff. And then about a week later, the counselors went over the thing and said that the boy, well, I don't know how they told us, but I remember them saying that the boy had committed suicide and that,
Wow.
yeah, in the garage, because they made him stay in the garage. He had hung himself in that garage. So that always resonated with me about people having somebody to talk to. So I always reached out to people that if I see they having a problem, or they might not look like normal or everybody else, but I still talk to you. I don't care if you clean, dirty,
Mm-hmm.
big, small, it doesn't matter to me. I'm going to try to help, so I always keep that in me to reach out to people and try to do what I can to help them with their problem. It don't matter. It could be somebody that got money. When I went to go get my
Mhm.
COVID shot the other day, there was a young man there. We started talking and everything. He come around telling me that his wife is pressuring him because they want to have a baby, but he said he want to have a baby too, but it's not happening. He said, but she's pressuring me. And I had to talk to, sit down and talk to him, tell her to talk to God and tell God how bad she wanted and blah, blah, blah. Just give him, he was so happy. He said, thank you. I never thought of that. You know, that helped him with his marriage. Him and his girl been together 7 years and they got married a year. So you got to always reach out to people. It don't matter what race or what sex or breed. This was a young man that he was trying to figure, he thought he had it figured out, and he's talking to this black lady, and I done told him something that he didn't know. You know what I'm saying? So you always got to keep communication is the key.
Key.
Yeah. Nicole.
My advice would be to revolutionize. I'm the revolutionary of the group because I
Okay,
did
Latifah.
continue. Yeah, I continued the lineage of selling out as my forefathers did. My grandfather is a World War II veteran, and I have uncles that fought in Vietnam. And I didn't want
Mhm,
my little brothers to go into the military with the options that we had. So I went ahead of them, and I studied the white man's ability to manipulate. You know what I'm saying? So then I could recognize other spirits of manipulation. And so, what I believe in as far as a revolution, like I'm in Chicago, I go here Farrakhan all the time. But
mhm,
again, I told y'all my background is Christian parents. You couldn't have got no more Huxtable than my parents. You feel me?
mhm,
So, for us to come out as their children, knowing that we had a great foundation, but a lot of us still had mental illness. My guy, listen, I'm saying if we crazy and we ain't go through shit, excuse
mhm,
me, if we ain't been through nothing and we crazy, oh, I think you
Mhm.
crazy too. So let's accept that we're all crazy. And this is what we're gonna do to revolutionize. Only thing I told Farrakhan, and when I say tell Farrakhan, I didn't mean tell him. I just meant I told Farrakhan. I said we don't need to be going to their capital no more. We already did that. Okay. Let
mhm,
me tell you what I told Farrakhan. Just like those other nationalities, what they did to the capital, you wasn't gonna be able to convince our brothers to do that to the capital. And it's not that we fear him; it's that we too regal for that. We
Mm,
too regal for that. So let me tell you what we're gonna do. Black men, especially in Chicago, if you have ever, and I mean ever, witnessed anything that has to do with gangs, guns, violence, kids getting down in two, three, four, I want you and anybody you know to go to the Social Security office and apply for mental disability in droves.
mhm,
Apply for mental disability in droves. What else did your sister do? I went and got a mental disability check, boo boo. So I'm going to walk you through the process. But as soon as America recognizes that we are living with PTSD, y'all talking about reparations. Oh, I got mine. And I'm finna just help y'all like Harriet helped me. Harriet helped me. Free me, baby. Oh, I ain't never got to work nowhere else. And when you pull me over, I
oh,
ain't
wow.
going to jail. I'm going to your hospital. Put me in your hospital.
Oh,
We can color and listen to Bach and listen to poetry and write and talk and breathe. Honey, this is a vacation. Hurry up and lock me up, boo boo. So listen, black people, revolutionize, baby.
you gonna make
Farrakhan
me
ain't
pee
ready
on
for me.
myself.
Every
Stop.
black man in every city and every ghetto, get y'all ass to the Social Security office and apply for mental illness and put down PTSD because they give it to their soldiers. I'm their soldier.
mhm,
You been a soldier for them too long. Get that
Exactly.
mhm,
check, boo. Get that
Exactly.
money, boo. You talk about
You said
COVID. You want to talk
reparations.
about
I got
revolution?
mines already.
Yeah, reparations. Go get it. Fuck that. I mean, excuse me.
I'm,
Yes, go
I'm
get it. Go get your check.
Oh my
So that's what I'm saying.
God.
You feel you don't even have to be crazy because y'all don't want to accept
mhm,
Kanye crazy. He from the shy, boo boo. I'm telling you how to get it. Kanye crazy. One love for crazy. He came out and said, I have bipolar. What did the industry do? Every time Kanye was on his meds, he got fat. like I am. And then when y'all talk shit about him, he want to go back and get skinny, get off his meds, go crazy. This is a black man, y'all. Support these men. Just like R.
Mm-hmm.
Kelly, he's showing us that there's pedophilia in our homes, y'all. Look at
Yes,
what's happening to
yes.
us, man. Pay attention. So I'm telling black boys, you ain't crazy. They crazy, boo. Go get your check because they trying to make you like them. You ain't no killer. You ain't no murderer. You ain't no gangster. You ain't none of that shit they told you you were. You are a king and we need your life. Okay, that's what we need. Get to the Social Security. I stand. You watch your boy get murdered. You've been shot 9 times. You any trauma. Get down and stand in that line like y'all do the welfare office. Okay, thank you.
Yep. I agree 100%.
Mm.
I'm with you, Nicole. I already got my. I got.
I'm sorry, y'all. I
I
gotta
got
calm down.
all.
I told y'all this is a deep thing for me. I'm sorry. Let me calm down. Let me mute.
Nicole,
Let me
Miss
put
Nicole,
some on mute.
Dakota, but one thing about here in California, the guys that have felonies, they won't give them the Social Security. What they supposed to do?
They give them the
Fight
social.
it, fight it. Let me tell you why I said
They
fight it,
give them
sis. This is why I said fight it. If y'all Google my whole name, it's very rare. I'm telling you guys what I did as a soldier. I was a spy for my community. What I'm saying that I did is I got a job at the state's attorney's office. This is blood money. This is red money. This is racist money. This is Italian mob money. This is real money, right? I get a job there, right? And I'm military, right? So they tried to use me to try to open up cold cases with my FBI shit, right? This is real life. So I'm in the military. They don't like me. I'm not selling out. I'm not doing none of that shit they doing. I ended up, they came to me and said, we ain't gonna do this, whatever. I knew the law, so they broke it. Sis, when they broke their own law, I took them to court and won. You talking about me, who I am? I will take you to court with your own law. See,
Mm-hmm.
they got us scared of the courtroom. They got us as defendants. No, I'm coming in your house as a plaintiff. Give me my money.
Mm-hmm.
I'm about getting their money. I'm about getting their money. That's
Mm.
why I'm out here with my daughter with all these white kids. We're getting their education since it's so pristine. No, you want to know what their battle is? Why it's a pandemic and an epidemic? Is opioids. My daughter graduated in the number one school district in America for 11 years running. I worked for the library that was number one library for 11 years running. I'm all about learning about all type of people getting all kind of money, but I'm getting my reparations.
Mm.
Okay, that's it. That's all I taught my daughter to get. Because guess what the white kids is dying from? Drugs,
Mm-hmm.
opioids. I'm talking about Ritalin, Adderall. I'm talking about they selling it. So
Mm.
where do they get the Ritalin and an Adderall to be selling it in 8th grade? Because their parents took them to what? Therapy.
They
So
won't let
what if
it
black
in.
parents was driving their kids to therapy the way white mamas and white daddies driving
They
it?
try
If
to
the
get
white
me to do
kids is
that. They just
traumatic
asked
and
me
they
the other
rich,
day, Nicola. They
Right.
just asked me
girl,
why did I did when my grandson was going to counseling. Talking about, is he on medication? I said they started him on medication, but it wasn't good for him, so he
All right,
hasn't been.
don't
And
get
he
too
no
controversial, ladies. You know,
no
YouTube don't like that.
what
Yeah,
medicate
no.
that word?
getting too controversial.
Oh
You
Oh
know, YouTube.
wow, see
Yeah,
that?
I know YouTube don't like that.
The powers that be. The powers that
It's
be.
crazy, but y'all know the rules. Y'all know people
Yep.
gotta.
Okay,
We gotta speak
I know
code.
Allegedly,
now.
We
let's
gotta speak
Keep it
let's
to a
say
limit.
and stuff.
allegedly.
We gotta use fingers. We all have to turn to gangs. You gang signs and stuff, but learn
Allegedly,
sign
we'll
language.
just say allegedly. Everything is
Yeah,
allegedly.
let's do that. Allegedly, everything I said too. Allegedly, go to the Social Security office. Allegedly, don't Yeah, you're right.
I hate when
Let's protect it.
conversations get real good. Now it's a shame that we can't just. They'll tell you this is not for this is not. Well, who was on live with me before? And this lady was talking real, and they cut my sucker right off.
Hmm.
Wow, I
I
believe
don't
it.
know, boss lady.
Okay.
I forgot what video it was. That's when not this one. My Tony T channel, not this channel. My Tony T channel. And that lady was getting real. She didn't say anything, no disrespect, no nothing. But and that's they just stopped the damn thing.
Because
'Cause
she said something that they don't
the
want.
trick that triggered the algorithm. I know.
But they don't want black people to communicate.
Do you see how people got to write their titles? You got to put a B or BKL. I have to find different ways to write black.
Yeah, I do that
because
now. I do that
because
now.
because
Yep.
black is even a word you can't even say. And I went through a
Yeah.
list the other day. I said, "Well, damn, we only on 200 words, and I'm still an A. Damn, what can just tell us what can we say?
Right. Yeah.
Dang."
Sad.
Yeah.
But she's 100% right though.
Yeah.
Reparations, I might not live to get it. Let me get mine now.
Get it now.
Get it
Get
now. Get
Mine
it
it
now.
now. You can get
now.
it.
The
I ain't
Yeah.
mad at you, sister.
the
I'm
key
not.
word, the cue to take action is Social Security is not going to be around long enough. That's when
Well,
Hmm.
you know, go get yours.
you
Yep.
better get yours now. I say I
Yep.
got mine. You better go get yours. What he say? What was God bless him? When he was talking about you only get 5 minutes. You only get 5 minutes. I got mine. You better get
Hmm.
yours.
Mm.
Hmm.
What's
I'm
his name?
Hmm.
What's his name now?
wholeheartedly on that one. That's the best advice you can give anybody in these days and times. Get yours,
Yeah,
especially
maybe
black
that would make them not want to
because
commit.
the whole thing is the federal government is not sole government. It's actually a private owned. So they're getting all our money, putting it in a pot, and being greedy. Plus, they're taxing the hell out of us, and other, amongst other things, we owned the land they stole. So a lot of things are coming into play that they're pretty much double cheating us, triple cheating us out of a lot out of life, basically. So, you know, what I would give to a young lady and a young man advice is um, get to know yourself. Um, just because you come out of a poor poverty conditions doesn't make you, that's not who you are. You're not poor in poverty. You're not so get out into the community, find yourself, look for yourself. I mean, especially because we have these mental health issues. I had mental health issues, but what got me through in my youth was dreams. I had dreams. And I think that that's important to have dreams and goals.
Hmm.
Set goals for yourself. You know, I wish someone had spoken to this young lady and told her to give self affirmation, self talk, set goals for your parenting, for being a single mother. Because it's not, even though people put a stigma on single mothers, you have to turn it around. You make your reality. Don't let other people construct your reality. Turn, do alchemy. Turn water to wine, fine wine. You know, when, like they say, make, when you have nothing but lemons, you can make lemonade. You know, um, look at, try to get out into the community. I got out into the community. Knowledge is power for me. I went to the libraries. I loved learning things, new things, education. I love people. I love being around people sometimes. So, get out, build your own community of people, get to know people, you know, get out, enjoy the arts, music, various different things like that. Positive things. My mom used to beat into me all the time in my mind. She would say, you need to get out of yourself. And I never knew what she meant by that until, you know, recently. And that's just go and look, I always looked at other people who have similar issues. Like when I was growing up, like boss lady was saying, the young man who committed suicide, my best friend, Her brother upped. I always asked about him. Why is he so standoffish? He shot himself with a shotgun. Just like the mom, their mom committed suicide. And I remember always thinking, if only I walked up to him to let him know that somebody does care, somebody did care. But evidently, it was a disease that the mother had that he ended up having, which was, depression, evidently. So when we see people that are standoffish and we see people, we should always, try to come out of ourselves and go and speak and try to uplift others. Just not always be about ourselves. You know.
Y'all did such a phenomenal job. Phenomenal job. I don't really have really much to say. Y'all covered every part of the thing. But one thing I will say is, there's always tomorrow. So
Mm-hmm.
before you get to the point that you really want to like take yourself out, there's always tomorrow. The sun comes out tomorrow. See what tomorrow brings for you.
Mm-hmm.
Things do get better. Things do get better. Kids get older. The same things will get better. I'm not gonna sit up there and keep saying regurgitate anything of what you ladies said because y'all did such a phenomenal job, and Dakota done snuck herself off the thing. But thank you,
She did,
sis.
right?
Thank you, young king. We appreciate you. Have you ever heard of the Monahan report? You're gonna learn that tonight at 6:30 if you're not busy, or catch the replay. Yeah, there's always tomorrow. Tomorrow is a new day, new dollar. Or how somebody
Exactly.
said, you might hit. I remember somebody telling somebody the person like you might hit the lottery tomorrow. Play the numbers.
Exactly.
Somebody said it to the person as a joke, and the person was depressed, but they believed it, and it stopped them from really um taking themselves out when you're speaking upon money. So
Mhm.
that goes with what the code was saying. The code was saying the same thing. When they hear it might be a little money involved, they may want to stay around a little bit longer, little bit longer. So now the boss lady said I can call her again now, right?
Oh, you know what? Thank you,
Oh,
Dakota.
I appreciate all of you guys, and y'all have always Dakota. You always welcome to the panel. But I prefer panel talk anyway.
Mhm.
I prefer panel talk because then that makes it more about us watching their video. Like we don't have a say so, and we need their video.
Yeah, I love.
I just use their video just so some of the information I couldn't find they found. So,
Mhm.
and you notice in the video I found her. If you see the beginning, I found her pictures and stuff first. Then I went into her video. But it's always best to have a panel because we strong. We can stand strong on our own. We don't have to let them do all the talking or whatever. We got some intelligent people here, and I thank you guys so much.
And y'all can come over to my panel anytime on my channel.
We got you never know, but you gotta let the snipers know.
Yeah,
No,
so
the
we could
snipers.
post it.
The snipers have to drop the link in.
Okay. I thought I did last time. Oh,
No, we
not
did.
on this channel. It was the other channel. Can't
Oh, you
remember.
over here now.
Yeah, I get the channels mixed up.
And what do you do over there? Let me find you now. Somebody drop her link in so I can check her out before she go. One of my snipers can drop her link.
Let me see. Hold on. Let me fix this. I'm trying to get to my channel and
No,
somebody
the
already.
sniper, you can't. You're not gonna be able to.
I'm
Oh,
not
you
gonna
don't
be
have
able
a
to put
page,
it in.
Young King, huh?
Somebody else got to put it in.
Oh no, not yet, not yet. Give me like 2 months.
Why you gotta wait 2 months?
I'm working on some investments right now. I'm dealing with some stocks right now.
Oh,
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
gonna come over there and bother you.
I have to get this bag right.
I have the hardest
Well,
time.
you already got supporters because you need a thousand. You need 1,000 of us just to do a little bit of things. So we're gonna help you get
Oh
to that
yeah.
1,000 subscribers.
Thank y'all
We'll,
so
we'll,
much.
we'll take you all around. Whatever you need from us. Ms. Rod, can you drop the Cola's link? Is it in your name, Decola Lene? Decole. Yeah, check her name. I think it's in her name. She
I
can't.
think that was Lightbearer talking.
No, that was Lightbearer. Well, everybody's starting to sound alike. I got Lightbearer. Oh, you don't
Light
have
bear.
one. That was Lightbearer talking. When was you gonna tell me this boss lady shoe?
I didn't know who you. I thought we were waiting for Lightbearer to put her link in.
You know, Lightbearer. She could have said, "No, that was me."
I can't figure it out. I can't figure out. I know how to do it on my
Now,
phone.
I'm already with your page. I'm already with your page.
Oh, Lightbearer, you found it?
Now, I have you already.
Okay, you already. Okay, so can you
But I
see
was
what I
telling to
mean?
dropping the link for the other people that can't find you. But you know you'll be in here more, so we'll make sure we comment. We'll I'm glad you on the on the panel and said that because
Oh,
you
Light.
can't say that in the chat.
Nicola says she's on Facebook under Coco Lene. That's her
Oh,
Okay.
Facebook name.
Coco Lene.
Hmm.
hey Coco, 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 Nene. That's like a drink. If I'm gonna make a drink, I'm gonna name it Coco Lene.
No, it does sound like a drink, huh?
I'll take one of them Coco Lenes. Okay, Miss Rod found it. So anybody want to click on Lightbearer, click on Miss
Thank
Lightbearer.
you.
All right, guys, I gotta see if I'm gonna have to argue with either DoorDash or Uber Eats. See which one I'm gonna fight with. But thank you guys, and I see you guys at 6:30.
Okay, see you.
All
Thank
right, dear.
All
you.
right, peace
All
out,
right.
everyone.
Thank you, everyone.